Oh, Anna's. Why is Anna not on the stage?
She is.
For goodness sake, guys.
That was perfect. Actually, that was perfect.
Thank you, Anna.
Do it again.
Very nice. I'm very impressed. That's awesome.
Do you speak? Are you fluent?
Fluent in Armenian as well. Yeah.
Yes. Ayo.
Ayo,
In
ayo.
Armenian, ayo is yes. Ayo,
Yes,
ayo.
Do it again. The alphabet.
I pinkim tajetsa tojelino khezakhet khozakhat gemini nushavochabetre rasave humpersko yevgove. Oh no, I've done it wrong there.
Hey, you can't do it twice. That's the thing with the Armenian alphabet. You can never say it twice, don't they? That's what they say. That famous for that being a fact. Right. Right, Monster Speakers, flash your mics. What is your win of the week? Let's go to Zahida.
Hi guys, thank you very much for having me. Great to be in this room, especially on a Friday, and I'm so looking forward to Kev as well.
Bless you, Zahida.
My win is a bit like Lucienne. Actually, my win is to do with my children as well, because it's been an absolutely amazing week. This week has, because my son, who's just finished his degree, and he's been through challenging times, as some of you will know. He's been, when he was 18, he was really at the lowest point, and he found out this week that he's on for a first. So that was amazing. And then my 17-year-old passed a driving test yesterday, which is brilliant as well, because she sort of lacks confidence in herself. So it was so good for her to be able to do that. So that's my wins of the week. And that was amazing for us as a family, actually. Like I say, when we've been through difficult times, it's nice when good things happen, and good things are going to continue happening. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Not just a win of the week, wins of the week. Yeah. High achieving kids on both levels. I think we should give it a round of applause. Congratulations, Zahida's kids.
Thank you very much.
Have you done that as well, Ash? Pass your driving test?
No, he definitely hasn't. Based on how he drives into this car park, he's never been near a test centre. If the DVLA find out that Ashley Shipman's got a licence, all hell is going to break loose.
Do you know what? I'm going to quickly tell you the story about this.
In German.
Yeah, so I got offered a driving license. No, I was joking. I went and done my test, and at the end of the test, the man was like, "How many tests have you done?" I think this is a trick question, and I was like, 11. I hadn't done one yet. Oh, and and he went, "Oh, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt." And I was like, there was a reason why he asked that question. Otherwise, he would have found me. Because I thought I drove quite well, and then I just thought, if I say one, I felt maybe next time was coming. So because it was one,
that's unbelievable, actually. That's amazing.
And because he asked me that question, I knew that maybe next time was going to come after. Well, I thought of one. I just thought of 1, 2, 1, 11. And he went, "Oh, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt." And I was like, "Can I kiss you?" And he went, "No, just get out of the car."
And drive in the opposite direction from me, because you're a terrible driver. That is brilliant.
When was that? Last week?
Yeah. No.
That was Monday. Luckily, he's a fan of Breakfast with Winners. That's the only reason you got asked the question. Brilliant. Oh, that is genius. Right then, mods and speakers, flash your mics. Anyone else got any driving lessons that they'd like to tell us about? Any driving wins?
We're live, by the way.
Oh, fantastic. Of course we are. So if you'd like to listen, laugh and learn and watch, now you can. So if you click onto the Winners Club, I know we've got loads of people with their party hats who are new to the party here on Clubhouse, so welcome along. If you click on Ashley's face, Paul's face, my face, James, I'm in the second row down, questionable salmon jumper, or the Winners Club, you can click the link on our little landing page and you can go and listen to our... Turns out Beiju's done with that set. That's all right, mate. You can use that machine. Jump straight on. No, he's having a rest. He's having a 60-second rest set.
Well done. Listen, my win of the week, Hyde Park and Mick and Kevin. And listen to Kevin. Soul brother. Oh, wicked. There you go.
Love you, bruv. Love you. Love you. Love you.
Yeah, that was, sorry, but it was unreal. That was the win of the week.
Win of the week, indeed. I think that was a win of some people's week, and it was the loss of some credibility from us. It all went down to that park, didn't it? Fantastic. Right, modern speakers, flash your mics if you've got something that you'd like to share. Jan is flashing. Right, everyone get a bit more serious, because Jan's here. Former chair of the Microsoft. Everyone sit up properly.
Dun, 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 dun.
Go on, Jan, over to you. Thank you.
Hi,
for being
James.
here.
Hi, everybody. It's not going to be serious. My win of the week, Patrick Schick's goal against Scotland from the middle field, because that's the player I worked for 3 years. And yesterday, I'm not kidding, the Czech coach asked me if I can talk to Patrick again, which I did yesterday night. So I hope they are going to win again, against Croatia today.
Jan, was you watching the game live?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I
Was you
watching this
screaming at
whole-
was you screaming at the screen, jumping around when he scored the goal?
Oh, I did. I absolutely did. I was since that time like 4 times in the different TV stations, and they also played again and again and again. And there are always, something new. And the funny thing is, it's not by the chance. I think obviously there are a lot of things which came together, but he is the guy. One of his talents in Gallup test is deliberative, which means that he is the guy who is not kicking the ball too early, too late. He's kicking the ball just in the time. The same if he's scoring by head, and it's like kind of the cool down. He's able to really play in the present moment, and I really enjoy it. Obviously now he's gonna to have a very tough rest of the championship because they are gonna to go after him, obviously.
I forgot that Jan is a peak performance expert and he's working with people. Guys, he's working with the Czech team. That's a problem for us.
I think still England. Remember the Wembley in the qualification group 5-0. That was the huge one. Then we beaten you 2-1. It will be interesting because Scotland today and Croatia, they need to score, otherwise they are probably out of the qualification, right? So it will be interesting what is going to happen.
Yeah, what's your prediction of the score today for the England match?
Don't say too much. We've got someone Scottish in the audience.
I know.
Yeah, we've got to be
She's going to tell us off
because she might just smash him in.
I said in the Czech TV, that Scotland is winning, and Czech, I think it's winning by 1 goal. Hopefully, the thing is, Croatia is great. They beat the new guys in the semi-final in the World Championship, but like mentally, if Czech would score goal soon, Croatians are not fighting that tough if there is some problem. That's what I realized.
Okay, Jan, well, thank you for your win of the week. And if you'd like to now leave the room, as you've said that Scotland in the room, we'd appreciate you exiting. Thank you for being here. There's a lovely app called Green Room. You're welcome over there.
No, guys, you still did a good job at the World Championship. And I think England is definitely the favorite to me.
Awesome stuff. Cheers, Jan. How cool must that be to work with a client and see them score like an epic goal or something?
Oh, that was the D-Day for me, absolutely.
Oh, awesome stuff. Fantastic. Should we give it a round of applause?
No.
Oh, come on. We've got to give it a round of applause. I know we might come back to bite us further down the line, but we'll give it a cheer for now. Right then, guys. Monster Speakers, give us a flash of the mic. Wins of the week. We like to start the Friday with good vibes, man. It's all about the good vibes. We thought we would do this anyway, but then we had Susan in last week and she was telling us all about our vibes, and we're like, yeah, we need to do this.
And I'm waiting for the special guest.
I'm waiting for the special guest. That's right. The special guests who we've got in the studio today. We've got Kev and his backing singers, so that's going to be awesome.
Yep.
Right, who was flashing their mic? Rihanna, what's your win of the week?
Good morning. Yeah, so my win of the week. I went into Lucienne's coaching room
Sorry about that.
Friday. It's amazing.
James
I highly recommend it. It is absolutely incredible.
I don't think James.
Whatever you say.
Was you talking to the room? Or to
Yeah, of course I was.
I'm sorry.
Go on, Rihanna. Sorry, carry on.
Right, I'll start again. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so it's absolutely incredible. I highly recommend it. But whatever you say, a warning, an alert, whatever you say in that room, Lucienne will hold you accountable. So I said that I was going to do a product launch, and so I set a date. And I also said I was going to be consistent on social media, and I have been consistent this week. I have posted every day. I haven't gone mad, but I've posted every day. It's a step in the right direction, something that I've been really struggling with. I've posted every day on my Instagram. So I'm super proud of myself. And also last Saturday, I modded co-hosted for the very first time in Breakfast with Winners, and it was only the very second time I've ever hosted a room. So thank you so much for that incredible opportunity. I had a great time. I'm Rihanna in the Red, and I'm done speaking.
Double wins of the week. We'll give it a round of applause.
Can I just put a shout out, James? Would that be all right to Rihanna? Because Rihanna, right, whilst I was in quarantine, she was awesome. Most days she would send me a message and we would do like that, guess the song, but we would hum it. And we every time we tried to hum it, we couldn't do it properly, right? So she would send me one, I would send her one, and it would be like competitions, like try and guess this song, and she'd go la 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 la, and she's got a really great voice, right? She'd go la la la, and I wouldn't get it, and I'd be like, what is that? And she goes, well, until you get it, you're not going to be able to move forward. And I spend like hours trying to figure this out. She's an awesome human being.
So you did get a lot of support while using this hotel.
Oh, mate, do you know
Do you reckon it was because of the videos and everyone thought we need to make?
We need to.
We've got.
We went from liking Kev to needing to support Kev.
Well, it was one of those things. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And, you know, I'll talk about it more later. But honestly, everything that you guys did in the winners' room, all these people were just like, Kev, you okay? Kev, is everything all right? Just sending me messages. I know you called me. Ash called me. Paul didn't.
Paul's one of them sort of people, to be fair. Paul is reserved with his emotions. When he likes you, he'll go all out for you. But you've
Really?
got to, oh yeah, me and Ash have still not got to that point yet.
Oh, really?
We've heard it from other people. Yeah, no. Yeah, but we've been invited for a barbecue after 6 months of working with them.
And we got 3 dates, and it was choose one of them or don't come.
Here's your invite for the summer. Here's your invites going out for 2021, or I'll see you next year, suckers. Right, great stuff. Let's go. Mods and speakers then. Flash your mics. Have you got a win of the week? What have you got to share with us? Ned, let's go to you, mate.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning, winners. I have to say, aside of Jackson's great results at school this week, the best thing that's happened to me is the amount of connections I've made. I've spoken to actually a lot of people in this room right now. I set myself a task of being more connected, and this week I have to say, I mean, first of all, big shout out to everyone who I have spoken to. You know who you are. But of course, it's great when you do get a point where you can step forward, you can progress. Sometimes you don't know what that connection is going to make, but every single person I've connected with this week has made a massive difference. And I mean, obviously, aside of my invitation to Paul's barbecue, I'm delighted to be able to get my business moving in the right direction. So huge steps forward, and big thanks to Dave, Sales Angel, and Paul as well. Big difference to me this week.
Awesome stuff. And yeah, your barbecue invite will be going out for 2022. I think he does it based on time spent. So I think once you spent 76 hours with him, then he classes you as close enough contact to entrust you with going over for a tomahawk steak. That's what I imagine Paul serves up on a barbecue, a tomahawk.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon he's going to serve up on a barbecue? He's not going to do like
chicken wings.
I don't know.
Oh, you reckon he's a chicken wing kind of guy?
Might have some lobster.
I don't know.
Of course he is.
Oh, it depends what his chef's got on the menu for the day.
Easy. All right, here we go.
I do feel like it.
Shit, behave yourself. This is why we won't get invited back.
Suddenly Gino De Campo comes through the kitchen, you know.
This is what Paul's done. He's like filled us out and thought, right, yeah, we can. I can bring them to my house.
If that's the assessment, I wonder who he was looking at when he made the final decision. Because
I had to speak to the neighbours first just to check it was going to be okay.
We're gonna have a Larry one. Okay, cool. Ned, what was the sort of the pivotal thing for you, Ned, this week? What was the thing that sort of clicked into place for you, mate?
So I've been really focused on being able to serve fathers, and the challenge I've had is how do I create something that's genuinely going to serve them and can support my business and help me grow. And the thing that really came into focus this week has been that is my passion. And I don't necessarily have to create a product that is absolutely my passion. I can be heading towards it. So I've been able to kind of take my passion and say, okay, I can put that over there and create a project around that passion. And in the meantime, I can start to take those first steps towards it. So the passion has now become a visionary idea, which I can still work on in the background, but it's not going to be the main part of my business. So that income generating activity now can switch to something far more practical, which I'm 100% sure that my ideal clients will get more from, and it gives me the opportunity to create openly. Does that make sense?
It does indeed, my friend. Awesome stuff. That extra level of clarity could be the difference and makes all the difference. So well done you. Well done on doing the deep work as well, because sometimes people want the end shiny result, but you have to do the inner work to get the outer result.
I've got to say, James, you're absolutely right. I've had to step back from it. And, the advice and guidance that I've had in this room every morning, and from individuals as well, from yourself, from Paul, from Ashley, has been really, really valuable. And being able to just take a breath and say, okay, I know I need to work every day. I know I need to get things in place, but actually I do need to step back and look at that deep work and understand how it all fits in together. And it's been massively influential this week for me. So I really appreciate everybody in the Winners Club this week.
Awesome stuff. Let's give Ned a round of applause. Great win of the week. Yes, Ned.
Boom.
Awesome stuff. Right, mods and speakers, flash your mic if you have got a win of the week. I don't know if I want to go to Alison. I'm not sure. What do you reckon? Flip a coin, heads or tails? Imaginary coin? No, it's tails. Sorry, Alison, we can't do it today.
She might as well get a win. She might as well get a winning this morning.
Yeah. Good shout. Alison, coming to you for a win that starts and ends now.
I love a Friday. I absolutely adore it. I think my win of the week is that Jan went on live, checked TV, and said that Scotland are going to win tonight. Love you, Jan. That's amazing. Do you know what? I know I always come up here and I'm really full of positivity. Oh, I've done this, wrote a book, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what? This week has been rubbish. Just flat as hell. And I had to think really hard about what the win of the week was. And obviously it didn't start very well on Monday. Took the team out. Literally, we shut the office and we all went to the pub. I got everybody lunch. We're there. We're going to win. That didn't quite happen. And the week kind of continued in that vein. And what is my win of the week? And I think the win of the week is, it's been really negative, but I've been able to find a positive. So even like on Monday when we didn't win, I really had a brilliant time with my team. So I think, there'll probably be other people in the audience struggling to go, I wonder what my win of the week actually was. And, sometimes you have to dig around, but I think it's okay not to have a win of the week, because even if it's a bad situation, just find that positive. And of course, we know my win of the week will be coming this evening for, about 9 o'clock. What is it? 9:15? My win of the week's coming.
Well, we'll see. We will see, my friend. No. We'll say in the background, if we win, we won't be able to keep Alison quiet. We are aware of that. We've built in protocols to deal with the situation if needs be.
But can I just say, I think there's a little thing that we've all missed here, guys. The fact that Alison and Jan, right? Do you know what I mean? Jan kind of gave Alison a bit of a compliment with the whole kind of Scotland might win. And, maybe Breakfast with Winners could be a bit of a Dana, like
a blind date kind of vibe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You getting me on that? Well, we tried to start up Beijing's Brides last week, didn't we? Which fell on deaf ears. I mean, we even had like a meet up for it. I mean, it's a perfect environment for like a live marriage in a park, but apparently not. Apparently not. Just a couple of spritzers in a can. That was about it.
We don't.
Have you seen the Clubhouse wedding that's happened?
Yes, I have. Natasha and what's his name? I've forgotten. Michael, that's right. Yes, big news, wasn't it? Were they already get Ash? Because Ash knows them quite well. Were they already planning to get married, or is it literally come off the back of Clubhouse?
It's come off the back of Clubhouse.
It's come off Clubhouse.
They did not know each other.
What?
Before Clubhouse?
Yeah, and
no, I did not know this.
And Natasha heard his voice. Then she done the snooping and was like texting everyone like, I think I found love on Clubhouse. And then he flew over.
From where? From where?
Canada, I think. Yeah, well, it's over from the US way. And then a few of us went round their house for this posh cup of tea and that. I think it was like something. And then it was just so genuine, and they was just like so in love. They just met from Clubhouse, and then they.
It's very much like our story, Ash, actually, isn't it? How I fell in love with your voice. You're like, yeah, lovely. I'm like, I'm not that way inclined, but if I was, this guy would be my boyfriend all day.
Can
Can we do a room that's married at first voice? Then maybe I can get married off.
Who's this?
It's real.
It's-
It's how I met my partner.
It's El Michelle, the
It's
one who
Elle,
does
it's
the voiceover.
Elle.
El Michelle, yeah, she would definitely get married straight away, wouldn't she? I'd marry that voice. What a voice.
There's still hope for you two yet then.
Well, yeah, fingers. Well, I mean, we're both married, so fingers crossed we don't need any hope. But maybe we do. We should do that. We should have some fun with that. Married at first voice.
That'd be quite interesting,
I
actually.
think so. That's what. Yup.
Wait a minute, James. This is Karen speaking.
Oh, here's another voice. Hey, sunshine.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, she's gone.
Oh my.
She took her voice off. Oh no, we've lost her. We've fully lost Karen. I think she just wanted to come on and say, hey, son. Or maybe, do you know, El Michelle's a moderator. Did she bump her off the stage? She's like, hell no, I'm not having another competitive, sexy sounding American voice. Block, send to audience, push to green room.
No.
Is Karen there?
No, she's
I'm
gone.
here.
Oh, there she is. There she
There we
is.
go.
Awesome stuff. Right then, guys, let's mods and speakers flash your mic if you have got a win of the week. One of mine just popped up actually. I sold a flat, and Haley's like, "What are we doing with that flat? I've forgotten to accept the offer. I should probably do that today." Note to self: someone remind me to sell my flat this morning. Thanks. I could say that to you guys because Haley definitely isn't winning. Isn't not winning. She's not listening to this club, so I know I can get away with it. Right, flash your mics. Dimple, what's your win of the week, my friend?
Okay, so my win of the week, like maybe 15 minutes ago, would have been different. But now that I have been in the room for 15 minutes, honestly, my win of the week is just coming into your room. And it is so much fun. It's hilarious. Like, you guys, like, I don't laugh at everything, but you guys are so funny. Like, you UK folks are freaking hilarious and just like so cool. But I do have a question. Can I ask a question? I'm so confused. Like, so I see Ashley at the top, and then I see like somebody with a winners, but I don't know who winners is. Is that Ashley? Is that like Ashley's twin? Is that like someone, a different person? Winners, who are you? Like, I'd love to meet you. Introduce yourself.
So winners is actually the account that Ashley Shipman's PA uses. So Ashley Shipman, I don't know if you know Dimple, but he's a very, very big deal in just in life in general. So he's got a team of a harem of PAs, virtual assistants, cooks, cleaners, and basically people that just sort of work around to make sure that Ashley can just float between engagements without any stress or strain. And the Winners Club was created as the alter ego of one such member of the harem. He's not allowed to speak. Get back in your box. He's not allowed to. He's not allowed to talk.
Name, or are you actually Ashley speaking? Is what I think the whole time.
Okay, let's get on. Let's get on Winners live.
Okay, yeah.
So we can actually welcome Winners. So Winners, good to see you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. Yeah, because everything's all about yeah, here he is. Oh no, he just
have you just dropped coffee?
He just poured coffee.
No, so the winner.
This was so much fun.
So the winners club is just because we've got a fancy studio thing set up. We basically just needed another device so we could play through the winners club. In all honesty, the first week that we ever ran the winners club, we had one mixing desk and about 4 cables sticking out of it, and we didn't know how it was going to work. So we just needed an option for every person to have a phone just in case. So the winners club is now our behind the scenes person. So it's not a real person, Dimple.
But here's the thing: you're the one talking. I see you talking. Ashley talks once in a blue moon, but then you're talking. So I'm kind of like, is this Ashley's account and Ashley's talking? Is this Ashley's twin? Is this Ashley's team member? Like, what is happening?
No, Ashley. Well, it depends where in the world, because Ashley's obviously international, so he has different. He has different team members start at different times of the day, so I'm not sure how. I think there's probably 13 or 14 staff members who are on call, or we don't really call it on call. We call it on duty. They're on duty at this point in time.
Afternoon tea yet is a time.
James, you've got to explain irony.
It's their studio, Dimple. It's their studio.
Well, no, Ashley's not here. Ashley's on a private jet right now, flying to the Seychelles. So he's actually doing it from there.
Yeah, no, just DM me, because at this hour of the night, like with all the jokes and the banter, I don't know what to take seriously and what to joke. All I know is that this is like the funnest room on Clubhouse. That's all I'm gonna say.
Awesome. Well, we're glad that you're enjoying it. And if you hear the sound of a giant, that's Ashley.
I was doing an aeroplane. I don't know what you were going.
I don't know what that was.
That was the world's worst aeroplane.
Rowdy. You guys are extra rowdy tonight. I don't know what they put in your food or your drinks because I was in this room like for many days.
Mushrooms.
It was semi-rowdy. But tonight you guys are off the hook.
Yeah, we have got some special coffee which has got a mushroom-based ingredient in it. In case the 5-0 are listening, because I know they're knocking about in Ilford because I drive past them every morning. They're like, "Oi, what's he doing? In a rush, son."
In Ilford.
Yeah, so we're enjoying ourselves this morning. Right, mods and speakers, flash your mics. Have you got a win of the week? What legendary lesson have you learned? What thing have you had happen to you? Let's go to Amani. Amani, are you there?
Hey everyone, yes, I'm here. Lovely to see your beautiful faces all. My win of the week, actually, I've had a really wonderful week. I've had 1 sales, 1 offer, and I had a buyer's deal. So I'm doing really well this week. I'm loving it.
Awesome stuff. When you say you've had a what do you sell?
So I'm a real estate agent. So I sell houses.
Fantastic.
So I had 1 sale and I had an offer on a house that's been on the market for a while. And then I had a buyer's deal as well.
Fantastic. Well, should we give it a round? I think we should.
Yeah,
give it a
we
round
should
of applause.
definitely. That deserves a round of applause.
1 sale. I was like, I'm a bit worried about this business model, but actually, as it's houses, it works. Good for you. And if I'm too late on trying to agree my house sale, I'll have to come and hit you up, Armani, so you can help me out.
Yes, please do. Yeah.
Right then, mods and speakers, flash your mics. Have you got a win of the week? And by the way, if you're not yet watching the live stream, please go and do that. You can click onto my face. I'm James at the top left, or Ashley, or Paul, or the Winners Club. And you can go through to our little landing page. There's loads of stuff over on the landing page, but the main thing is you can click on and watch the live stream. We have got the one and only Kev Orkin. He's a TV comedian. How do you pronounce yourself? How do you introduce yourself? Someone's like, "Hi, Kev, nice to meet you. What do you do?" What's the answer? You TV
all-round entertainer.
Just all-round entertainer.
Yeah, I do everything because I do stand-up comedy. I'm an actor. I'm a singer. I'm a dancer. I'm a musician. I do the lot.
And all of that.
Can I just ask you a quick question, Kev?
Yes, please. Who is that?
It's Camilla speaking. Hi. I'm an
Camilla.
all-round entertainer as well. How do you decipher the difference of who's an all-round entertainer?
So for me, I don't have a passion in just one aspect of my performing arts. So what I do is, if someone says to me, "Kev, do you want to come and do a musical?" Yeah, great. So then I'll end up playing, the lead in The Infidel, which was the last musical I did. Then someone turns around and goes to me, "Oh, would you do a concert in Sydney Opera House?" Yeah, great. So now I'm a classical pianist. So I don't actually define myself as just one thing.
Have you done a gig at the Sydney Opera House?
3 times.
Jesus.
Is he joking?
You're basically a superhero.
Oh, well, I fly anywhere and everywhere, and I do loads of gigs. I do a national tour. Once a year, I go on a world tour in America, Canada, then I go to Australia, then I go to the UAE, and then South Africa. I'm the only comedian in the world, by the way, that's done the South African Cape Town Festival 7 times back-to-back and sold out the arena, 4,000 arena, in 2 hours. I'm the only person that's ever done it in South Africa.
All of a sudden, I feel a little bit inadequate.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's like a punchline going on. Go on. No, and I'm really good at my art.
Where's this joke?
Well, you mean you didn't do your background and your research?
No,
usually people do. Yeah, usually people know who I am. TV comedian. Yeah, great.
Kev, I thought you were Barry from EastEnders. I'm sorry.
That's my win of the week. Ask me what my win of the week was.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Janine's coming back, isn't she?
Oh, that was a great compliment.
That is, who was that? Was that Camilla?
Yeah.
Oh my good God. That was so funny.
On my head.
Anyway, I better go. I've got a fucking gig in the Sydney Opera House in a bit, mate.
Don't go before I follow you. Hold on.
Oh, that is brilliant.
That's
There you
right.
go. I'm following you now, babe.
Kev, I've been to Tenerife, mate. It sounds like you've been to 11 Reef.
I've been to. Do you know what? I've been to a few. I've been very lucky though, Camilla. And
I can tell you talk about it enough. Sorry, I'm stopping.
But yeah, no, I'm just lucky, and that's why I've been all round entertainer. There's just no, just do everything and anything. Get with it and have a laugh.
Oh, I love
So
that.
did Ashley hire you, Winner's Circle?
Did Ashley hire the Winner's Circle?
Yes, like you to come help out with the room.
We're still agreeing contracts at the moment.
Yeah, my agent hasn't agreed on it.
Because I just followed you and you don't follow back.
Who's that?
Dimple.
Dimple.
There you go. I've just followed you, Dimple.
So-
There we go.
Yeah,
That's going to cost you £5
Thank
quid.
you.
Well, you're not following me, Dimple, just to give you the heads up, yeah? If you're going to get pedantic.
Listen, I even followed you on Instagram thanks to my friend Anna who messaged me.
Bless you, Dimple. Bless you, darling.
Awesome stuff.
Anyway, what's it like being in EastEnders, Kev?
She said there's like this
How's weather?
No, actually, do you know, from EastEnders, Leslie Grantham was a good friend of mine before he passed away. We did a show together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dirty Den, wasn't he?
Dirty Den.
I'm pretty sure I knew that you were going to say that. Who else do you know?
She's on my case, Camilla. She's on my case. Camilla's on my case. Do you know what, Camilla, though? Rather than me talking about my career, how about we get you on? What have you done, babes?
I've created the world's first anti-aging gin called Collagen. I'm pretty much quite. It's all right, going quite well. I was on Dragon's Den, got 2 dragons. I don't want to be famous because I'd rather be known for something I, put my mind to and created an amazing brand that I'm going to be really proud of when I die. Sorry, Barry. Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Brilliant.
Collagen.
That is amazing, actually. Well done.
I'm having a look at that.
You weren't expecting that, were you? So
no, I'm just reading your profile. I'm still following you, and you're not following me back, so I'm obviously not that.
The
good
world's
for you,
best gins.
No one gives a fuck about Clubhouse, really. Also, by the way, Kev, I just want to ask.
I think we might have to remove Camilla. Are you a green roomer? Are you a green roomer? Oh, Camilla, come on.
No, I don't give a shit. I've got life.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for
So
being
what are you
here.
doing at the moment at this point in time if you're stuck on Clubhouse with all of us?
Exactly.
Right. I'm not sure that I liked the tone of the banter, so we're going to gently move on to a different part of the conversation. I say gently, we're not going gently, we're just going to
goodbye. Yeah.
Goodbye, my lover. Wow, that took a turn for the it got a bit like Channel 4 late night in the 90s, didn't it? I was like, is this still funny? Is this
I just
edgy?
thought she was really nice, and then she suddenly kind of. It was the odd question, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Maybe she is ahead of her time. Maybe we don't get it.
Do you think?
Did you ever watch the series Fleabag?
And you're looking at me like I should have known that.
But it's a comedy series. Did anyone else watch Fleabag? Flash your mics, mods and speakers. If you watch Fleabag,
Giselle's flashing.
I didn't get it. I didn't like it. So that's why
thank God!
I was like, well, everyone else told me, they're like, oh my God, this is the most irreverent humor of all time. This is like so funny. And I was like, I just don't get, like, is it funny? I'm not entirely sure.
I never watched it.
I feel better now.
I never watched it. Grange Hill was my program.
Grange Hill, then straight into the gig on EastEnders. Fantastic. That was funny. That was funny. That's when she should have exited the stage. Read the crowd, know your audience, and leave when you're not welcome.
Boom.
That is the way to do it, isn't it? Right, mods and speakers, flash your mics. What's been your win of the week? Give us a little share. What's been your win of the week? Let's go to Melinda. We can be guaranteed of some loveliness with Melinda. Hey, Melinda, how are you?
G'day, mate. Oh, hey, gozaimasu. So that's Japanese for good morning.
Oh.
Party Luis is in Armenia.
Party Loose?
No. Party Luis.
Party Loose. That was the name of the club night Ashley Shipman was going to run once, I think, over in Ilford.
You guys are on form this morning, I got to say. This has been hilarious. So I guess my first win of the week was meeting Kev in the park on Saturday. He's awesome. So
hey!
I love Melinda. Do you know what, guys? Anyone on the stage right now and in the audience listening, Melinda turned up on Saturday with the most incredible plastic box full that her daughter had made of little cookies that were just full of chocolate chip and bits and goodies. And do you know what? She is like the mama, that woman that you walk into a kitchen and she's got all these lovely things that you just pick and eat and all that. And she's one of those ladies. I couldn't stop eating her little biscuits. They were great.
We'll have to send the address of the studio.
Me neither.
They were Welsh cakes, actually. I was just making sure that everyone was having one of their 5 a day because there was some cranberries stuffed in there. So I was just checking that out. So my win of the week, other than meeting Kev, obviously, was that my 2 daughters got the most amazing results and they worked really, 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 really hard. So I'm so chuffed. And not only that, they both got A's and A stars. But not only that, then my one daughter who actually went out to celebrate didn't tell her friends because all of her friends got C's and D's. So she actually kept her A's quiet. So I'm even more chuffed because I know that she's clever enough to just keep that to herself, especially when all of her friends were feeling really low. So that's my win of the week. And I'm done speaking.
Awesome stuff. A good win of the week. There's lots of, is it end of school year? It must be. Getting towards that. I've got kids that are below that age, so we haven't gone into that. We haven't gone into that
so there's
stage yet.
year 11 and year 12s.
Oh, right. So this is like a big year, isn't it? Year 11 is GCSEs?
Oh, yeah, huge year. And it's been really tough for them, because they've
I bet.
been basically left alone to get on with things. And so I'm just really chuffed for them. So, and I just want to say well done to Zahida's son as well. That sounds amazing. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Melinda, and well done to yours. Yes, James, it is end of year, and also my daughter just finished her A-levels as well. So it's a big time of the year for these kids.
We've got some music is coming into the studio. I'm not sure where that's coming from.
It's okay. I've just muted that because I'm on here.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. Who was that?
It was me, David, but it was Alkish at the bottom above Denise.
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. God, David was there like a sniper then, wasn't he? He's like master mod. He's got a hot mic. Don't even worry about it. Awesome stuff. Right, mods and speakers, flash your mics, wins of the week. Have you had a win of the week, Ashley Shipman? Yep. So I asked him to see took the world's biggest sip of coffee. Are you drinking coffee this morning? Are you having a mushroom one? Here we go. Get the party started.
Win of the week.
You had a win of the week?
Oh.
Your dad's in the audience. Just say having a legendary dad.
Yeah. Just
and his brother. And his brother.
My son drinking coffee like an adult.
Hey!
It's not that. I've got Charlotte messaging me saying, who's that fellow in the studio? He looks like your dad.
Yeah. Seriously. Seriously.
Oh, I'm having a look. Oh, yeah, he does actually. Yeah, you can have like a real dad and a comedy dad.
Hold on a minute. I'm only 47.
Yeah, but he's only 28, 19. Do the maths.
God,
you definitely could.
I know. Be your dad. That's really.
I know.
Oh, I'm out.
Sorry, mate. Sorry about that.
That's not good.
Sorry about that. You get to that age, didn't you? It's like when everyone starts talking about kids and going to school and stuff. I'm like, oh, are we really that age? We are, aren't we? Well, I am.
I am.
You are.
I am.
You got twin boys, haven't you?
I've got 7-year-old twins, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Wow. 7?
Yeah, they're 7, yeah. 7-year-old twins. Going
7 twins?
No,
that's a lot of twins, isn't it? I'm not sure that's twins.
You're
I think
playing
that's
on words now.
Septuplets. What is 7?
Septuplets, yeah.
Is it septuplets?
Yeah, octuplets. And then I don't know what 9 is.
9.
What was that?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what is happening this morning. This has all gone very pear-shaped, isn't it? But we're having a lot of fun, so who cares? Right, mods and speakers, flash your mics if you've got thank you, Gary, by the way, for coming up. It's very rare that Ashley lets you unmute your mic and say anything, isn't it? So that must have been nice for you. That's probably your other win of the week, isn't it, frankly? Because when we first started on the app, and Gary would be on here. He's such a nice guy. So Ashley's dad is such a nice guy. He messaged me in the background and said, thanks for everything that you're doing with Ash. It's really nice. It's good that he's got some like nice pals on the app to support him. And then I was like, if only you knew, Gary. Every time he's like, don't mod me, dad. He won't stop talking. He won't stop talking. I'm like, that's a guy who doesn't have a dad anymore. I'm like, Dad's a legend, man. I'm like, I'm definitely bringing your dad up, Ash. Sorry, I'm doing it. And I'm modding him. I don't care. Right, mods and speakers, flash your mics if you've got something to share. What has been your win of the week? We like to start the Friday with some good vibes, and then we are going into a bit of an interview with Kev Orkin, a star of stage and screen, international jet-setting, all-round entertainer, not just a TV celebrity, and has never appeared on EastEnders in the role of Barry, but is open to offers. Giselle was flashing. What was your win of the week, my friend?
Hello, my friends. Also, is this going to be one of those episodes where like 6 months down the line, you guys go, oh my God, we were so high that day?
Probably.
Nice one, Giselle.
Feels like a Joe Rogan podcast, doesn't it?
Totally.
Anyway, I appreciate it. It's keeping me up. Hey, everyone, based in Minneapolis. And my win of the week, one, I closed an awesome client that I'm so excited about. And they might be making an appearance here in this room because we have mentioned them as a company and their philosophies. So super excited about that. And then the other one, I actually did quarterly planning today with my romantic partner. So as I was setting out my individual individual goals personally and professionally, I had my partner alongside me doing his as well. And I actually did meet him on Clubhouse. So
no, did you?
The week. I sure did.
God.
Oh, that's fantastic. So what do you set like love goals now?
No, we I mean, if those are your more important goals of the year, then that's part of it. And, you know, for me, I've always had on my long-term goals and even annual goals, you know, being in a healthy, committed, loving relationship. And so, you know, certainly that's part of it, but it's ultimately just every quarter I kind of go through and for the year and for the next few years, I think about what do I want to accomplish? And I mean, I feel like a lot of people in this room, work is an extension of who you are. You are an extension of your work. And so it all kind of blends together. And so how awesome it is that I am currently, you know, it's still very new, but it's a partnership where we can talk about those things together and we don't have to keep the personal and the business separate. And we're doing a lot of it together. So that's a pretty big win. And it's pretty awesome feeling.
That's the biggest win of all, isn't it? Happiness and love and all that good stuff.
Which shoot your shot room was it? I was just curious.
It wasn't actually. I've been in some of those rooms just for fun, but it was the kind of thing where he had seen me on a stage. He slid into my DMs, and then it just so happened that we were at the same conference in Houston, and we ended up meeting in person. So yeah.
So Giselle, are you gonna do also a Clubhouse wedding? I mean, that's like you have to do now a Clubhouse wedding after your meeting on Clubhouse. I think. I
mean,
it became a trendy now.
Right? I mean, if Clubhouse is still around and if that happens, then we might have to. We'll see.
We're all invited.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'll be your entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
It's easier to go to Giselle's wedding than it is to go to Paul Abercrombie's for a barbecue.
I mean, if we one of those 3 dates, then absolutely. Ashley, you can be my man of honor. It'll be great.
This is what we got into this act to do.
Oh,
fantastic.
I'd love to see him in a dress.
It wouldn't even.
I'll wear it.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Oh, I'm so intrigued. Giselle, which room did you meet this guy in? I'm intrigued. Was it like a businessy room? Or because there's loads of those like dating ones, isn't there? But I've never. Does good things happen in there?
It was inside of the real estate agent and broker lounge, networking, marketing, and growth. So it was talking about real estate, and he slid into my DMs there. Totally platonic intentions to begin with, and then we met in person, and that's where sparks flew.
How cool is that? Is he in the room now? Is he here? Have we met him? Is he a Winners Club attendee?
He is occasionally an attendee. I don't think he's ever been on this stage, and he's an hour ahead. So he's definitely sleeping right now.
Okay, well, next time we need to start the room. I'm looking at Ash now. We need to start the room earlier. We need to get Giselle on stage, and then we need to ping this guy in, and we need to talk. We need to interview. A love interview. We've never done a deep dive love interview, have we? This is fantastic. Right, what a great winner!
James, the love doctor.
We have to approve him. Giselle, we have to all approve him.
You're so right. You're so right.
We'd have to question him to make sure that he's worthy for Giselle.
Flash your mics if you think that he's good enough for her. Hand raise if you think this is the one. If he's the one. Yeah, we could all collectively, as a family, you know, we set up the Winners Club to be a community, to be a family. So I think we should. It's only right that we should all have an input into Giselle's relationship. Absolutely. That's not weird, is it?
100% true. I mean, we're a package deal. You know what I mean? If I'm going to be up late in bed, you know, he has to approve.
100%. If you love her, you love all of us.
Exactly.
You take us all, or you take none. Kevin is 7 kids. Paul and his barbecue skills. Ashley Shipman and whatever Ashley's got going on. All of us. Can he handle it? Let's see how much heat this guy can handle. Right, we're going to go for one more, and then I think can we have like a musical interlude after this, Kev?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
Right, mods and speakers, flash mics one more time. We've got Kev Orkin, all-round great entertainer, TV celebrity, been on Britain's Got Talent. That's where I saw you.
Yeah,
my wife's like, I've seen that guy when she was doing the graphic yesterday. She went, wasn't he on Britain's Got Talent? Didn't we love him on Britain's Got Talent? I was like, no, he was on it. We didn't like him. You're half right. We definitely saw him on the telly. We didn't like him. No, I love it.
I'm going to reveal his secret in a minute about that. And
here we go.
You know what, James? You're literally going to go to me now. Shut up, mate. That's a lie.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, who's this? Who's just jumped on stage?
야, 안녕하세요. 야모님 찌개가 어떻게?
Fantastic. Thanks for being here. Right, let's go to one more person. Flash your mic if you'd like to come up onto stage. By the way, guys, if you are modded, please don't be bringing people up unless you are one of Ashley Shipman's pre-approved authorizers of guest pickers, because that one wouldn't have got through our net. I'm sorry. That wouldn't have got through our net. We run a tight ship up. We don't.
And actually, guys, with being serious, if you are going to come up
Here
onto
he comes,
stage,
here he comes.
No. If you are going to come up onto stage, please just be courteous to everybody that's here. We ask for a flash of mics if people want to speak. We do try our best to get to everybody. So, just be polite, please.
When he said be courteous, if you guys thought he was talking to you, he wasn't. He was talking to me. He looked me deep in my eyes. Please be courteous. Stop being rude to the guests.
He's writing the second warning out now.
Have I got is that a second written warning?
No, I think you've probably got about 8.
At the next complaint, I'll take your door card away. So you can't get in.
No. Do you know the most written warnings I ever had when I worked for Thomas Cook? I'm mates with the ex-CEO now. I've never told him this, but I had 5 final written warnings. And in the end, they said, do you know what? We're just keeping you around because you're good for banter.
You was on the payroll for banter.
Unbelievable. Right, one more.
The next warning is one of those ones where you come in and they've already pre-packed your desk in a box.
Oh,
and they give you your box.
I've had a few of them.
Thanks for coming.
And you've got whoever's about to do the deed, and then Susie from HR's there.
Is it always a Susie?
It's always a Susie. If it's not a
Karen,
Susie,
isn't it? It's a Karen.
Susie or a Karen, they're like, would you like to sit down?
So now we know
if
if you ever turn up to this studio and Ashley's PA's here instead of Ashley, you know that's it. Bad news is coming.
He never does the firing himself. He always does the hiring, but never the firing. That's his motto. I don't know why. Right, Dale, we're coming to you next, and then we're going to have some live music and entertainment.
Dale's brilliant.
Hi, legends. Oh my God, this is amazing. Such a hilarious stream. Kevin, by the way, is the best. I've hugged a lot of people, by the way. Kevin, in the park, you were the best hugger in the entire world.
That was between us, Dale. That was between us, mate. That was between us.
That hug by the serpentine. Oh, good times.
I had to go in for a double hug.
He did as well. He did. I kissed him twice.
Armenian, that's all right.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Okay, so my win. Well, I want to share a cheeky two. One for me and one for my glorious, lovely girlfriend, Laura. So my win is I've got my second client in Scotland. So I feel like I'm overtaking Scotland. It's really, really cool. It came from a recommendation. So I'm so proud of me and my services. Cool. Very cool. And I'm not sure if anybody here has ever heard of Do You Even? It's like a fitness company, fitness brand, and USN. Yeah, in USN. So I'm very proud of Laura. She's been sponsored by USN and Do You Even all in 1 week. So I want to just share that with her and share mine just there. So yeah, just talking. I was talking about relationships. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to share as well.
Oh, fantastic! Let's give it a round of applause, everybody. Double wins of the week. Dale's getting clients internationally because Scotland's not the same country. So you can say international clients, can't you? If it's Scotland, I reckon. And a double sponsorship deal. Do you even? Was that the whole Do You Even lift, bro? Is that where that came from? That brand?
Yeah. It's an Australian brand as well, buddy.
Oh, awesome stuff! That's fantastic. Well, double wins of the week. We are very much appreciative of that. Thank you guys for being here, sharing your wins of the week. Right, let's quickly reset the room. Billy Joel, get behind your piano.
I just realised the clock's still not working.
I did a video about this the other day. Did you not see? I tagged you in on it. No. So Paul bought an 80 quid clock. It just don't tell the time.
It's still not working. We just need to sort Kev's headphones out. Hold on.
Okay, you sort out.
You sure? They go underneath. Go underneath. It's up to you. Okay. Right. So we do a little sound check first. Very unprofessional of us. We've got no idea where the volume is. So right. This is live.
So Kev is an international, multi-talented performer. He has played for many a royal family, haven't you? Jet Set international traveller. He's been on Britain's Got Talent. He's been he's played live. He's got an amazingly talented guy. I've watched some of your back catalogue of YouTube videos. A very funny guy. Could you give that a little bit more up?
I mean, is there more volume? Bit more?
Oh, this sounds good.
Bit more?
That's all I've got.
That's all you got. Okay. That'll have to do. Listen carefully.
Is that coming out of one channel, by the way? Is that coming out of the right?
No, it's coming out of both.
Okay. Are we having a little bit of Elton here?
Yeah, so what I was going to do was...
Hang on, I'm going to turn your mic around. You keep talking.
Okay, so... you're going to bring it around, though? Okay. So, here we go. Hello. Right, okay, so when I was on Britain's Got Talent in 2010...
This is so good.
When I was on Britain's Got Talent in 2010, this is one of the routines I did. So what I do is I come out... Now, for anyone that doesn't know me... when I do my stand-up comedy, by the way. So everyone knows me on Clubhouse as Kev Walkin. But when I'm doing my stand-up comedy, I come out as an Armenian who doesn't speak very good English. So if you look at my YouTube clips, if you go to YouTube, you'll see it. So I come out as an Armenian who doesn't speak good English, right? So I talk like this, like my mother and father. They speak like this all the time, you know? So I come out and I do this whole routine. So I came out and I would basically go, I'm going to do a song for you from Elton Johnny, okay? Now, this is the song. It's called I'm Still Standing, but I copy it from the CD, the scratchy CD. And I hope you enjoy it very much. And it goes something like this. You can never know what it's like. Your blood like a winter freezes just like ice. And there's a cold, lonely light that shines from you. You wind up in the wreck, you hide behind that mask you use. Did you think this fool could never wear? Did you think this fool could never wear? Did you think this fool could never wear? Did you think? Look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste for love. Simple way, if you need to know why I'm still standing, breath away. Don't you know? I'm still standing after all this time. Picking up the beep. I'm still standing after all this. I'm still standing. Thank you. There you go.
Hey! Modern speakers, give it a round of applause. Fantastic. Live music and comedy. Brought to you live from Breakfast with Winners. How cool is that? I remember, I don't just like it, I love musical comedy. I think it's brilliant. Thoughts quickly. Have you ever heard of Flight of the Conchords?
Absolutely. I've booked them.
Have you?
Yes.
My favourite.
What, upcoming booking or booked them previously?
No, this was about 5 years ago. We booked them for an event. It was absolutely amazing.
Are they as nice as they?
They're not only nice, they're bloody talented as well.
Yeah,
they were
so
great.
funny.
Great people.
I remember discovering them, or my sister, I think it was, found them on YouTube, and she's like, "Oh, watch this! You're gonna absolutely love it." It was the rhinoceros, Raposaurus, or whatever it was.
Oh God, I can't remember now. But yeah, probably, yeah. I mean, I had so many different tunes.
They're basically these two Kiwi musical comedy people.
Correct.
And they do like a rap battle between the Rapnoceros and the Rhinoceros or something like that. And it was so funny. And then they went on to get a HBO TV series, didn't
Correct. Yeah, they actually got a TV series. They've got a number of things, actually, a number of wins as well. And not just that, they got their own. I think they had their own online platform where people were coming in. They had Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I mean, they sold out even before they got there. They were amazing.
Awesome stuff. Right, so we're gonna have a little bit of an interview with you, Kev, now, if you don't mind, because you obviously what we love to do here on the Friday Room is that obviously we have lots of regulars who turn up and they give loads of value, but it's great to unpack. Sometimes, you know, you can't get to really know somebody deeply in a 30-second soundbite. So let's dive in a little bit more.
Go for it.
What was, let's go back to the beginning. How did you end up in the world of comedy? Were you always a funny kid?
Yeah. So for me, I've never done anything else. So a lot of people kind of find that slightly odd because in the entertainment world, you always get some, you know, entertainers and actors and singers and whatever, they always have 2 or 3 jobs because they can't sustain themselves with just one. So, you know, you'll go into the West End and you'll do a year in the musical and then suddenly you're unemployed again. And you're unemployed for a long time until someone goes, oh, let's get you into another musical, a play, a comedy show, whatever. So for me, I'd always been the funny man. And I started playing the piano when I was 3.5. So it was my mum's dream that I'm living. So basically 3.5 years old, sat on the piano. By the time I was 15, I graduated and I was a concert pianist by the time I was 16.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's when I toured and I went to Sydney Opera House. So I actually did a concert in Sydney Opera House, toured around the UK, just doing classical music. That's what I used to do. I used to practice nearly 8 to 10 hours a day.
Wow. So your mum's dream of you becoming this pianist, did she think it was going to go down the funny route, or did she want you to
No.
Did she want you to be more Richard Clayderman than Richard Pryor?
Richard Clayderman, yeah, totally, yeah.
Old school reference there. No Richard Clayderman?
No.
Oh, down, now, classic.
He's coming next week.
Yeah. But no, that's what it was. It was always classical music for me. So I just got bored of it. I got bored of playing classic all the time. And my discipline, like kind of my training was really hard as well, because I had a Filipino piano teacher called Isabella Gonzalez, and she was amazing. I mean, she's the one that basically cemented the piano into me, but she was amazing, but she was also very abusive. So for me, I hated the piano, but I also couldn't leave it alone.
Right.
So I kind of grew up doing that, and yeah, concert pianist for 3 or 4 years, and then I went to Sydney Opera House. So when I went to do a concert there, I was meant to do a couple of pieces on the piano, and I looked at the audience. It was the most oddest thing, but I sat down ready to play Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata.
Classic.
Beautiful piece of music. And as I'm about to play it, I just looked at the audience and I winked, and I don't know why I did it. It was like, I know. I just looked at them and I went, here we go. That kind of thing. And the audience just cracked up, and they were all there for a classical piece, but I just made them laugh with it. And as I was doing it, I thought, oh my God, there's more to this, right? So I kind of played the piece of music. I got up and I bowed, as you do. It's the whole thing, bowed. And I sat back down on the piano. And then I thought, the second piece I'm going to play is Mozart, and I'm not going to do it. I'm actually going to do something else, like a bit more up tempo. And I completely went against the grain, and I didn't do a classical piece. I know I didn't.
Were you allowed to do that?
No.
Oh,
Completely
wow.
not. But I did it, and I made it funny. And that's when the whole kind of stand-up comedy with the piano was born to a certain degree.
So what did you play that you weren't supposed to play that was funny?
Boogie Woogie. So I
So you actually didn't do a classical song at all?
No. I started with a classic. I'll show you what I did in a minute, but I started with a classical piece of music. So, all right, hold on. Do you want to hear it?
Do you know what? No. Stop. Don't do that yet, because I'm going to try and move a camera so that we can get it. So can watch it.
Okay,
so
okay.
you carry on talking. I'll try and move a camera. If you hear a bang in the background, something's gone terribly wrong.
Okay. Perfect. So I played a classical piece of music going into Boogie Woogie, and that's kind of what I did. And when I got off the stage, the actual guy who had produced the event turned around and said, "You'll never work here again, mate." He said, that's finished for you. And I was like, oh, thank you. All right, no worries. And then basically returned back there 10 years later.
Wow.
As an actor who actually performs now every year in Sydney, Australia, as the main stand-up comic for the pantomime that they do there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When you was it like an instinctive decision? You're like, I'm just going to do this. This is going to be a laugh. Or did
I didn't even think, James. I just went straight. No, because I think, and everyone on Breakfast with Winners will know this, because you all go with your instincts, you all go with your gut feeling. And for me, the gut feeling was, I need to know, and I need to prove myself that I can actually be funny without just having to be serious all the time, that I can actually do something and I can make people laugh. And that's what it was. And I did. I made them all laugh without actually doing much. I only winked the first time. And the second time I was just like, I looked at the audience and I actually finished off with this really jammy, fast thing that I did on the piano. And they just went for it. And I was like, this is great. And I think the audience were expecting just classical all night. And when I came in, it was a breath of fresh air. I actually made a lot of fans and friends from that.
Really?
Yeah.
Did that send your career straight off into a path where you wanted to go? Because you took that opportunity, right or wrong, and now is that pivoted you into where you want to be, and is that open doors?
No, that particular event didn't, Ash, actually. Yeah. But what happened was, I then, and this is God's honest truth, because I've always thought, I've always winged it to a certain degree. And I'm going to tell you a story now. This is absolutely God's honest truth, right? So I'm now 19 years old and I've got no agent. I've got no one to look after me. So there's an open audition for Me and My Girl in London. Brian Connolly is playing the lead. Right?
Oh, I love Brian Connolly.
Yeah, Brian it's a puppet. Right. So I was like, okay. So I went for the open audition, and I walked in, and the director, John Basham, turned around and said to me, said, what's your name? I said, Kev Hawkian. He said, can you read the script? I read the script. He said, fantastic. He said, great. He said, okay, well, if you can sing the song. So I went, Me and My Girl, meant for each other. And I was singing this song, loved it. And then the choreographer came up to me and said, can you tap dance? And at that point, I went, yeah, I can, yeah. And she went, right, put the tap shoes on. I thought, oh, God. Right? I didn't think they're going to ask me, because I could have gone home and maybe had a week's practice or something. She said, put the shoes on. So I put them on, and she's in front of me doing the whole movement. And I thought, all right. And I tried it. Of course, I looked like an absolute div doing it. And she said, take the shoes off, please. And I went, what? She went, take them off. We don't like liars in this room. And I went, with all due respect, I didn't let her win me. I went, with all due respect, I'm a quick learner. That's right. And she just went, take them off. I put my shoes back on, and the director went, thanks, Kev. We'll let you know. And that let you know, they're not gonna, right? So I walked away. That night he called me, 8 o'clock, and he said, I'm going to give you the lead role. And I went, why is that then? He said, because the character is meant to be a cocky little, you know, hang. And he said, you're exactly that. He said, so I want you to do it. And I ended up taking over Brian Connolly doing that. That was
wow.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that your first
That was my first musical, 19. And then I went straight from that into Fame, the musical. But that was even funnier because I went and I went as a dancer, and I'm not, I can move, but I'm not a dancer. So I walked in, there's all these like 6 foot guys with 6 packs. They can put their legs right up to their face. You know what I mean? And there's me, this 5'6" geezer walks in, not knowing what to do. And all these guys are like, da, 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 and all this like, all the
jazz hands.
Yeah, total jazz hands. So I just walked up to the casting director, Anne Vosser, her name was. And I went, hello. I said, I'm here. I think my agent sent me to the wrong audition. She said, this is Fame. I said, no, I know that, but is this the dancers bit? And I'm making it up as I go along. I'm winging it. And she went, yes. I said, oh, I'm here for the piano part. Right. I didn't know there was one. Right. So she went, and she went, oh, well, she said, who's your agent? Right. And I kid you not, James, right. At that point, I thought, oh, I ain't got one. So I haven't got an agent. So I went, right. And the first 2 names that came into my head, I just told her, I went, oh, my agent's George Gabriel Associates. And she went, where are they based? I said, North London. She went, oh, she said, well, wait downstairs. We'll call you up. So I waited downstairs. Half an hour later, all these guys come down, you know, with 6 pack. God, that was amazing. I did such a good dance. And I was like, all right. And then they went, Kev, will you come up there? And I went, yeah. So I walked upstairs. What are you going to sing for us? Billy Joel. Right. So I sang Billy Joel. Straight after that, she went, tell us a joke. And I went, oh, okay. She went, quickly. And I went, okay, what do toilet seats and anniversaries have in common? Men miss both. Right. And I just that was the first thing I could think of. Right. Right. And she went, okay, great. And I did the audition, and then I got a year's contract out of it. And they called my home number thinking it was George Gabriel Associates. So they called up, and I picked up the phone and went, hello, George Gabriel Associates, how can I help you? And she went, hello, we'd like to offer Kev Walkin the blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's great. If you can send it to this address. And I actually picked an address, a PO box address, and they sent it to that. And I ended up sorting my own contract out as well.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is brilliant.
So that was my life there.
So with the first laugh in Australia, did you have an inkling that you, because I've heard this before from sort of like amazing musicians, that they get to that point, you know, between sort of like 3 and 7, like your mum and dad can sort of just tell you what to do because they're bigger than you and they're parents, and that's it. And then you get to that sort of like 8 to sort of 12 range, and you start to rebel against it and you hate it. And you mentioned that Isabella, the
Isabella
trainer
Gonzalez,
was a bit of a savage for training, amazingly talented, but proper savage with it. So you sort of rebelled against it. Did you know within that like rebellious stage that you wanted to, rather than turn to like rock and roll or playing punk, that you would go, actually, I want to be funny as well?
I'd always been funny. I'd always been a joke teller in school. So for me, I was just banging out jokes after jokes after jokes after jokes. And it actually, not to get too serious, but it actually helped me get through being bullied as well. So when bullies would come up and really hurt me, and I was really badly bullied, James. I mean, North London, I wouldn't eat. And to be honest with you, the what do you call it? The school kind of prefects or whatever, they would see that I'd been bullied and I had no money, so they would give me the food anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I would have had lunch at school and all that. But yeah, I was really badly bullied. But what I'd do is tell a joke. And if I told a joke and they thought it was funny, they'd let me go.
I remember you saying this before, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, it'd be like, you know, what do you call a fish with no eyes? Like, that kind of thing, right? So, and those kind of jokes.
But
So,
Ash,
do you
don't
know
touch
what?
his pocket money.
The thing is, they're really like simply stupid jokes.
Totally.
They're
so good.
Funny, aren't they? They're just effective.
But that's what got me out of a lot of trouble. That's what got me out. And if they didn't like it, then, like I said, they would either kick me in. I had a fractured rib. I got stabbed twice. I got shot in the back. So I had a lot of stuff that happened to me, and I was really badly hurt. But the joke telling became so like kind of a muscle memory that before they even ran up to me, I'd be like, guys, listen to this. And I'd stop them. Seriously.
Wow.
Mm.
So what? You turn their anger into laughing.
Yeah, completely. I turn, well, most of the time, but they just thrived on it. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things. Oh, Kev, we can beat him up. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there was racism, but because I was Armenian, they'd pick on the whole foreign character, you know, and on one occasion, I'll never forget, they handcuffed me to a park gate. And my mum didn't know about this, right? Because I never ever told my mum about it because I never wanted my mum to come to the school.
What about the bullying?
No, I couldn't
Oh,
ever
really?
I could never come to the school because my mum, she doesn't have any kind of like, you know,
no filter.
No. She got, what is going on? My son, he's bullying. Everybody bullying my son. This is not good for me. Please, if you don't do this, I'm going to smack the people that are. And it was all that kind of thing. And I'll be like, no, mum, please. No. I am right. You are wrong. Shut up, child. So it was all that kind of thing. So for me. So for me, it was that kind of, you know, that kind of correspondence. So no, I mean, I used to come home with blood on my shirt and I'd run upstairs before my mum saw it and go and wash, you know, my shirt in the sink just so she wouldn't see it.
Oh, really?
But you say it with a smile, in jest, like you make us laugh about your experiences. But how do you say that with so much confidence and laughter behind it?
Because,
like you said, I got handcuffed to a gate or fence, whatever.
Yeah, it was a park gate. So what they did was they handcuffed me. The kid had a handcuff. I don't know how he got.
What the hell was a kid doing running around with the handcuffs? Well,
tell me about it.
They've got knives and guns in your story as well, so the handcuffs are least of your problems.
Oh, you probably have me that you was handcuffed.
Yeah, well, actually, it's a really interesting story because they handcuffed me to a park gate. They punched me down. So I mean, I was blood nose, you know, this and that. I was really hurting. And then they took the key, you know, the actual little handcuff keys that you get with a little hole at the back. They got that and they threw it in the letterbox. You know, the post box, sorry. So I couldn't get out of it.
To wait for the postman.
Well, and the postman doesn't come till the following morning. So I was like, I can't let my mum see this. So I was trying to rip my hand out of the handcuffs at one point. That didn't work. Lo and behold, right, and this is so fluky, right? I can't believe, but I used to love keys. I used to always collect that little keys. I don't know why, right? Don't look at me like I'm a weirdo, James. Right? By the way, if anyone's watching, he's looking at me like a weird. I'm not. I'm just. It's intrigue. But there was a key.
Who the hell invited this guy?
I know, yeah. But I had a key on my keys. I had a key for a piano, and it was the same key that actually could go into a handcuff, but it was a bit bigger. So I actually scraped it down on the brick wall, put it into the handcuffs, and I uncuffed myself and actually ran home before my mum saw.
No.
Yeah,
but you're still saying it with a smile.
So not only are you an entertainer, you can escape from jail as well.
Apparently.
There you go. Multi-talented.
Vegas show coming up this day.
So yeah, no, I say it with jest because do you know what? I forgave them all. I had to, because if I didn't, I would have been a very bitter person today. So I actually forgave them for what they did. And I actually met 2 or 3 of my bullies over the period of time I left school. One of them, which I've talked about on other rooms, is Jeff, the guy that made my life hell. Totally hell. I mean, he was the one that stabbed me in the arm. And 2 years after we left school, I was 17 working in Millfield Theatre in North London. And I was pulling some pints behind the bar. And I heard this voice. And I recognized it, but I didn't recognize the tone of the way he was speaking, because he went, "Excuse me," he said, "Can I have 2 white wine spritzers?" And I listened to this voice and I thought, oh, I know that voice. So I turned around, it was him. It was Jeff, the guy that stabbed me. And he wasn't much taller than me either. So I looked at him and then he was standing there with his boyfriend. And I went, oh. And I went, "Hi, Jeff." And he went, "Oh my God, you're Kev, aren't you?" Yeah, he went, "Oh my God." And he turned around to his boyfriend. He said, "This is the guy that I used to bully." And I went, "Yeah, he stabbed me a couple of times." And all that business. Right? So his boyfriend was absolutely mortified, to be fair. And then I turned around to Jeff and I went, "But do you know what, Jeff? I forgive you, mate." Because I said, "I understand now why you were fighting me." Because I realized he was fighting his sexuality in school. He didn't want anyone to know. So I gave him a massive cuddle. He broke down. He actually broke down in front of me.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I feel so relieved. And I forgive everyone. I forgive everyone for what they did, man. Move on. Forgive. Move on.
It's their problem. That's the
correct.
It's issues.
That's hard to deal with at the time.
I know,
as like, you know, people in their 30s and 40s, retrospectively further down the line, you can look back and go, "Oh yeah, that was a really good life lesson. Actually, that really set me up to be a winner." But at the time,
yeah.
But you know, you have
At
to
the
grow
time.
into it. You do have to grow
Yeah.
into it. I wouldn't have been able to forgive them. But you know what? I was bullied every day, every single day, chased down, punched and spat on my face. I mean, they did everything, right? They took my money, everything. They ripped my rucksacks many times. My mum thought I was really irresponsible. I never told my mum once, right? But lo and behold, I wanted to go into school every day because I loved meeting people. I loved communicating. I loved telling jokes. I loved entertaining. So I never stopped.
Really?
Yeah, man. I loved it.
Oh, I didn't like school. If I could have got out of it, I would. Well, I did. I just didn't turn up.
So,
and we know
really?
Ashley Shipman didn't like it either. Imagine if me and Ashley met at school.
We were left.
We would be in jail together. For a fact. Me and Ashley would be best wingmates. I think that's what they call it in jail. Okay, so you
breakfast with prisoners.
Live from the Clink studio in Wormwood Scrubs. So you go and you do that, you get that first laugh. So I'm so intrigued by that. So you wink, so you're at, the biggest, the sort of the Royal Albert Hall, the Sydney Opera House, probably the opera, the place in the Covent Garden, what's that called?
Oh,
the
yeah, you mean
House?
the Royal, you got the ballet, you got the Royal Opera House, you got the Opera House, you got Albert Hall, you got quite a few places.
You're in the biggest venue on the planet for the art.
No, the biggest one I ever did was the O2 Arena.
Have you done that one?
Yeah, and I wasn't meant to either. So that's a funny story because I turned up. Rick Wakeman, the pianist?
Yeah.
Right? So he was meant to do it, okay? And he was meant to turn up, 21,000 people in the audience. It's called A Million Voices. And he was meant to walk on stage and go, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rick Wakeman. I'm going to do something on the piano and blah, blah, blah." Well, bless him. He had a bit of a delay. Couldn't get to the O2 Arena. And I was there. And I was there to support it, just to be part of the event. And the guy who was running it, Rob, went, Kev, come here. I went, "What?" He went, "Do you want to get up and present?" And I went, "Yeah, all right then." And he went, "All right, just go on there and just present, make everyone laugh." He said, "And then introduce the first act." Who's the first act? It's a 9-year-old boy who's going to sing "Oh Happy Days" from the sister act. I went, "No problem." So I walked on, went, "Good evening, O2 Arena." All this yeah. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." I nearly weed myself, to be fair. Right? And I got it. And I bantered for about 10 minutes. And the geezer was like, "Get off." I was loving it too much. So I did it. And then I went, "Ladies and please welcome Matthew," whatever his name was. He came on. And I looked at him and I said, "Matt," I said, "No, you won't believe this, but Matthew's actually a 30-year-old man." And he was like a little man, like he was dressed up so smart. And he just looked at me and he went, "No, I'm not." And it just became a banter. And then he sang the song and I loved it. It was brilliant.
How cool is that? So I'm intrigued that first, when you just winked at that audience and then you got something back, what did that feel like?
It felt like I'd won 100 Christmases in one day. So for me, it was the most incredible feeling to know that I could make people laugh, not by saying anything, but just winking or showing my facial expressions, which is actually how I've learned to develop my comedy over years. So I walk on stage, I talk about Armenia a lot because that's where I'm from. So I talk about it. I go, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I come from Armenia, from a very small town called Bumkrak. It's a beautiful place." And I kind of do that and it just makes people laugh. And sometimes I don't even say a word. I just smile at people and they begin to giggle. So I don't know if it's the fact I've got a funny face or whatever.
Did you ever, with the Armenian, did you ever get any criticism or, Sacha Baron Cohen when he done Borat, there's a lot, obviously that's a huge level and loads of exposure, but he gets some bad feedback, doesn't he, for what he does? And did you ever get any of that, any criticism, negativity?
Yeah, totally. You do all the time. One of the reasons why I've not been on TV a lot is because the TV media worries that me as a Armenian, if I'm doing an accent as Armenian, I'm being racist to Armenians. And yeah, I am an Armenian. My mum and dad, they speak like this every day, so for me, it's a very simple concept, a very simple transition. But the media, and certainly ITV, BBC, I did Britain's Got Talent and they loved it, but people worry. It's one of those things. They prefer you not to be a character and be the real thing. So like Omid Jalili. Omid Jalili is one of my very good friends. He comes out, does the whole Iranian thing. He said, "I come from Iran and we are famous for 3 things." He said, "We are famous for oil, bio, and halitosis." And then he goes, "I'm joking. We are running out of oil." So that kind of thing. But again, with him, he struggled to get on panel shows and other shows because they worry about it. So yeah, it's one of those things. You've just got to go with the flow, and that's why I kind of do what I do and I love what I do and I go out live. I go around the world and do what I do.
And I take it from past experiences watching you do your own thing. You can't be trusted on live.
No, probably not. No, I do banter a bit. Yeah, I do get on a bit and whatever. I did a special with Catherine Jenkins once. Where she invites me on. She goes, "Live from Armenia." She said, "I'm going to bring on a pianist because my pianist couldn't be here today." So I walk on, I go, "Good evening, Catherine. How are you?" Give her a kiss and all that. And then I sit down and do Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And it was for a special. It took us 27 takes for her to get it right because every time she said, "Bluebirds fly," and I went, and I started doing little sounds and I went, "What?" No, this is an ostrich. And I was doing that, and it just made her laugh so much. They had to do a makeup twice. So it was it's good laugh.
So has there ever been a case then? So you create the, I'm really intrigued by how you create the shtick, as they call it, so you wink at the opera house, you get the feeling, you're like, "Oh, it's 100 Christmases. This is what I want to do."
Yeah, correct.
How do you then go about cultivating being funny? Because I can't think of anything more terrifying than standing up and having to be funny. If you give me a mic and went, be funny, I'd be like, no.
Well, I don't know if I've ever thought of being funny. I just
until now. I've never really had that terror.
No, I haven't. Actually, do you know what, James? I haven't. I just think I enjoy it so much. I enjoy wanting to make people smile. I enjoy just wanting to make people laugh. So I walk on and I start telling a story or a joke or whatever, and it just makes people laugh. And I think that's kind of how I've gone with it. And I don't think about going, oh God, I've got to be funny. I've got to be funny. I just walk on. And if I think I'm funny, then hopefully you'll find me funny as well. That's how I see it. And then, of course, I've got the security with the keyboard. If I'm losing an audience, which many times, but if I'm losing an audience and I die on my backside and I'm like, oh my God, these people hate me, right? I'll just sit on the piano and I'll just play a piece of music. And then suddenly everyone starts clapping again.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've won them back. You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, it is difficult at times.
So how did you go about cultivating like the character, the Armenian character? How did you know that was funny? Did you go out and do like the circuit and some of the test rooms and the open mics as yourself and like, oh, actually, no, then you did like a couple of bits about, you know, like irreverent stuff about family life and then people resonated with that? Or
I used to be a gag teller. I'm not a gag teller anymore. I'm a storyteller, but now I'm a character storyteller. So I don't come out and go, yeah, so last night my wife came home and blah, 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 and tell a nice little joke about that. You know, that's not me. What I do is about me. So I turn around and go, I come to this country. It's fantastic. I love your country. So, and I kind of make this character out and I say, it's so wonderful. You know, the government, they are fantastic. You know, I was going to be leaving, of course, you know, during the Brexit. And they say, you have to go back to Armenia. And I was like, oh my God, this is not good. And then COVID came in and I was like, I have to stay. It's wonderful. And I kind of do those kind of jokes. So, you know, they say, you're in lockdown. Thank you very much. You know, that kind of, so I kind of do it. So my comedy is more about me. And that's how I've developed it over the years. But I do it with the piano. I do songs on the piano. I do giggles on the piano and whatever. And I just make it up as I go along. And I go with the flow. So and for me, it was always the variety aspect, because my first ever stand-up experience was with Jimmy Cricket, the Nolan sisters, the late great John Inman, and Billy Pearce. So I was in Blackpool doing that. I died 18 weeks and I died on my backside. I was rubbish. And even one of the Nolan sisters, Bernie, came up to me and went, mate, you're really shit. So yeah, I know. So I was like, oh God. But I developed it. And then I think it was 2006, I kind of went back on the circuit, toured with Jim Davidson, Joe Pasquale, Bobby Davro, Brian Connolly, Cannonball. I supported all the veteran massive stars. And I learned my craft through them because, you know, Bobby, for example, Bobby, the late great again, Bobby from Cannonball. What a man, and what a funny man. He wouldn't have to say anything to make people laugh. He'd just stand there, look at you. So it was great. So I wanted that. I wanted to be able to be funny without actually having to try. So I kind of got my gist on that, and I worked so hard to get into Jongleurs. And I was like, oh my God, I want to get into Jongleurs. I want to do a stand-up comedy. And they wouldn't let me. They're like, nah, you've toured with Joe Pasquale, you know, and all that. And I was like, what's wrong with touring with Joe Pasquale? Well, he's not alternative, is he? He's mainstream. I
was about to say, is there a bit of like a sort of a comedy snobbery?
Absolutely comedy snobbery, yeah. Because they believe mainstream comedians, and they're not wrong too far. They're not wrong, but they steal jokes from all the other comedians. Whereas alternative comedians, they don't steal. They make their own material, they write it, and they go out there and do it. You know, all the greats like Eddie Izzard's and all them. Like, so they wouldn't let me in. And I was fighting. And then finally I got my break in 2008. They went, go on then. 8 minutes on in Dingballs in Camden Town, Jongleurs. And I went, oh, great. And I was there doing it. And I was with Jeannie Yashiri, Junior Simpson, Mike Gunn, and someone else. And I just walked on stage. They went, please welcome newcomer, Kev Orkin, newcomer. I'd been on the circuit for 6 years at that point. But I went, okay, walked on stage. Hello, good evening. And I did my act. 8 minutes and I got a standing ovation. And Jongleurs had never seen that before in that venue. So I was like, oh, wow, this is great. Walked off and Jeannie Yashiri went, oh, well, you're something else, aren't you? And I went, really? And she went, nah, you're quite a beast amongst, you know, mice in this place. And I went, wow. And then literally, I'm the only comedian in Jongleurs that went from being an open spot to headlining the following week. And I've never and I never stopped headlining. You had to have 3 years of doing open mics before you became a headliner. I went overnight as a headliner. And that was it. And then 10 years later, bought the brand.
There you go.
How did that come about? I'm quite intrigued by that because they went through troubles, didn't they?
Yeah. So they went, I mean, they were, Jongleurs had been around since 1983.
Yeah.
And every comedian you see on the television now had been through Jongleurs, every single one. And then
it was the place to go to see the next, like the people before they sort of broke on to become megastars. That was the place to go and see them.
Totally, yeah.
I went there for a number of stag do's.
Yeah, Watford.
Yeah,
Junglers in
stag do.
Watford. Oi, hey!
Did that many-
Oceana's after. Oi, hey! Couple of shots. Go on in, son. Sorry, carry on. Oh God, I just regressed to the good old days.
That's brilliant. So the brand came up for sale in 2017 after it went through a few hands, and it just went downhill. They were basically what the problem with Jonglers was they were booking comedians lastminute.com. So they were booking guys that weren't funny. And that was it. So audiences were going, paying good premium to watch it, but they were coming out with comedians that hadn't even grafted properly and they were telling jokes that weren't funny and they were insulting and actually a little bit racist. So it just went downhill. And all the venues were like, nah, sorry, we don't want Jonglers anymore. So it went downhill. So they went from like 18 venues down to 0 in a matter of 4 years, I think it was.
So Jonglers didn't own the venues. They were a promotion within the venues.
Yeah, they were a promotion within the venues. Yeah. So that's kind of how it went about. And then 2017, I made an inquiry to buy the brand. I said, look, I think I could do something with it. I've got my own comedy brand, and I think this would be a good addition to it. And I know what to do with it.
How did that come about? Who did you phone to have that conversation?
There were a few people that were talking about it, and I made I made a few phone calls, and that's how I got to the crux of it. But the guy who was selling it wanted 1.3 million for the brand, and I went, I can't afford that. I mean, that's just out of my price range. And then I waited 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. And in the pandemic, in May 2020, a colleague of mine said, look, shall we go in and buy it together? I said, yeah, come on in, let's do it 50-50. And one day before the actual day we were going to buy it, he said, have you got all the money? And I went, I thought we were going in 50-50. He said, no, you put all the money up. he said, and I still have 50% because he said, my experience that I've actually worked in Jonglers before, I'll help you scale it. And I went, you what?
This is how Ashley Shipman negotiated me to get me in at such a good price. He went, come down. Paul's got his wicked studio. I ain't paying you.
So that's what it was. So I pulled out. Yeah, I pulled out. I told the guy that was the middleman. I said, I'm not going to do it. I'll walk away. So the other guy that I went in with, he went and tried to get another partner. He did about, I don't know, 2 or 3 other guys. No one ever did the same.
I'm not
deal.
surprised with that deal.
Yeah. So then finally, it was on my table. As I was shifting through all my paperwork, and I saw the piece of paper with the guy that was selling it. I didn't realize we had a number on there, so I called the number and I went, "You're the gentleman selling the Jongler." He said, "Yeah, who are you?" I said, "Kev Walkin." He went, "Yeah, what happened? Why didn't you buy it?" He said, "I was ready to sell it to you." I said, "Well, this and this." And I told him what had happened. He went, "Oh, right, okay." I said, "Well, look, can I come and talk to you?" So I said, "Yeah, go on then." So I drove to Northampton, and we sat outside because it was obviously social distance at that point, and he sat on his Bentley, I sat on my Kia, and he said to me,
nothing like leverage.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Negotiation.
Yeah, totally. And he turned around and he said to me, so you want to buy it? I said, yeah. I said, but I know, because I've done my homework. I said, I know 4 companies, very big companies, like proper born leisure type companies that have offered you a lot of money for this brand. I said, I'm not going to offer nowhere near it. And he went, well, why are you here then? I said, because I'm going to change the perception of what Jonglers is, going back to what it was. And I said, my love for the comedy world, I love comedy. I love making people laugh. That's my passion. And if I can make it laugh through Jonglers and bring back all those great people who came and sat down, had a good laugh and had a giggle, and I said, and I can do it again, then your reputation will go through the roof again as well, because I said it was you that actually, the demise of the actual club, and it was in your hands when it was happening. And he went, yeah, you're right. I said, so this is what I'm going to offer you. And it was nowhere near what other people offered. And he went, yeah, go on. And he shook I didn't think he'd do it. And he shook my hand. He said, it's yours.
Well, that is some way to go about it, isn't it? You've ruined this brand. I'm going to pay you 1/10 for what everyone else is paying you. Do you want to shake my hand and do it?
And he did. And I took it and I kept it secret for 6 months. Didn't tell anyone. And then basically everything went hell, and all the comedians go, Kev, can't believe you got Jonglers. Can I come and work for you and all that? I said, yeah, absolutely. So the website's up and running, jonglers.com, and everyone you see all the comedians on there. You see all the past comedians as well on the top. So you see all the Eddie Izzards, Ed Burns, Michael McIntyre's, everyone's done it.
Oh, it's an amazing brand, wasn't it? I used to remember.
I'm surprised. I generally thought those comedy clubs I went to were owned by Jonglers. I thought the venues themselves were owned.
Only because of the way it was branded, Paul.
Yeah, because they actually had signage up Jonglers Comedy Club.
That's right.
You actually thought that venue was a Jonglers Comedy Club.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So it was the way they branded it. So now we've set up, I think it's about 12 venues. My aim is actually to have 100 venues by December 2022, which is happening. We're getting there now. We're creating some nice relationships, and we're booking. And that's the secret of Jonglers. We're booking the right lineups. So if you turn up to Jonglers, you will have 4 comedians that are diverse, that are different, that are ethnic, male, female, white, Indian, black, you name it. We don't have any banter. For us, it's if you're funny, you're on my stage. End of, done and dusted. But you've got to earn that that level.
So I'm intrigued. Have you got like an operator that's operating it for you, or are you doing all of that? Like,
no.
I'm guessing as a brand, did you get systems, processes, like, because it's almost like a franchise to each venue, isn't it, to some extent?
Yeah. So we have the website's up and running. It's actually a really intense website. That's actually what the second batch of my money went into, because the website is so technically brilliant. So we just put in all the details and suddenly everything goes on the system. And yeah, I've got an operations manager, I've got a director, I've got a manager. So they all run the actual business.
And you've had to build that?
I've had to
build it. Because you literally
yeah.
just got the name, didn't you? That was
correct.
It.
Yeah. But I also own a company called Howling Entertainment that does all the entertainment for cruises, corporates and whatever.
Okay. So yeah.
And the operations manager is an ex-manager for Jongleurs.
Okay.
So that's how it came about. She was really pleased because now she's back in that role that she was in, say 10, 12 years ago.
How cool is that? Amazing.
Yeah, it's good fun. Really good fun.
I think, can we have another song?
Yeah, what do you want?
I don't mind, whatever. Bit of Billy Joel. Who would fancy a bit of Billy Joel? I love a bit of Billy Joel. Fancy a bit of Billy Joel? Could we do a bit of Billy? And then I want to talk to you about the comedy industry. So, ladies and gentlemen,
we've got some messages coming in from people, so we'll get to that soon. Loads of feedback here, Kev, while you're setting up from everybody on the YouTube screen, which you can't see, but we'll show it to you after.
If you'd like to watch Kev live, you can also do that. Click onto the Winners Club bio, or Paul or Ashley or James's bio, and you can see Kev
let me take the
live as well as listen to it. We have got him in the studio. Why is that not coming through? Oh, there we go. Oh, yes.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Regular folk shuffling. That's all I know. So
there's an old man sitting next to me.
There's an old man.
He knows it.
Sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. Take it away, James.
There's all those other filler bits, isn't there? What's the
I think this is the other one I used to do. Listen, boy, tell me. How does it go? Hold on. Listen, boy. Double like you say.
We should have proved that.
We should have had Mark would have been better at that, but yeah. So,
I tell you what, though, Jongleurs opening night, Winners Club. What are you saying? Double act. The Kevin James show.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
who's
definitely.
not buying a ticket for that? Probably a lot of people, frankly. Oh, go on then.
Let's do a bit of blues, mate.
Go on then. I got the Winners Club blues. Well, you really are very good, aren't you? What a talented man.
Come on, baby. Welcome to the Winners Club. Here we go, baby. Here we go.
Here we go. Fast.
Kev Orkin, everybody! Give him a round of applause. Flash your mics, mods and speaks if you enjoyed that. Fan. Have you got a bit of classical still in you? Have you got? There once was a boy with a dream. His name was Ashley Shipman. He brought people together. People? That's not even a word. People. He had a dream to create a community. He built a house. A digital house. He made a club in the house and he called it Clubhouse. He went on to achieve great things, change lives. And unexpectedly, he once headlined Jungles.
Yeah, this is what I did in Sydney at Opera House.
Did you? I bet this went down a storm.
There you go.
Hey! Fantastic. How good is that? Oh, I love it. I tell you what, this morning has made me even more excited to get back to going and watching stuff live music, live comedy, getting back out into the world. We'll open it up for some questions in a minute. Mods and speakers, we're going to welcome your questions if you've got anything you'd like to ask. Kev.
Yes, sir.
Pandemic, lockdown, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
What is going to be, do we think that we're about to see an advent and a golden age of live entertainment because people want to get back out, get back laughing, get back in a room together, have a laugh and just feel good? Do we think that's what's coming?
It is coming, but it's very slow. I've had to cancel now probably about 6 events this month again. Just because of the because of the government's ruling. So last night I was meant to be on. Do you remember I was telling you I was going to do the Highland? And you guys were. It got cancelled literally 3 hours before the actual event. They had because he only allowed about 45 people in the room,
right.
So that he had 43 people. I thought that's fantastic, and I actually invited a couple of people, so that would have made it a full house. And he called me up and went, Kev, he said every table's cancelled bar 2. He said, so I've only got 9 people in the room, so I can't really afford to do the comedy night. And I went, that's fine, mate. Just pay the cancellation fee, which is a little bit less. Just pay the cancellation fee to the other comics. Don't worry about me. I'm fine because I want that relationship with him. And he just went, thank you, Kev. And he said, we'll start again next month. So people are worried, mate. People are worried.
Yeah.
I've cancelled, what was it? An 800-seater in Northampton for the massive variety show with Andy Abraham from Britain's Got Talent as the main guy. And then there was all these variety shows, all these variety acts that I put on the stage. 800-seater, we sold 17 tickets. So we had to cancel because that's that's nearly about 9.5 grand's worth of work that's gone. 9.5 grand's worth of profit that's gone.
Wow.
Yeah. So everyone's twiddling their thumbs still. The entertainment industry has been bad. I don't want to go deep into that, but I tell you what, I've been an advocate for 3 comedians, which I won't name, but one of them wanted to commit suicide because he couldn't feed his family during the pandemic. And he ran away from home. So he was living on the streets. 2 other comedians ran away from home. And we found one living in London. And we've been raising money through our little community of, there's a very small family of comedians that we look at. And we raised money and we got him back to his family again. He couldn't face his family because of the psychology, the mentality of, I can't feed my family.
Yeah.
Who am I to be in this house if I can't feed them anymore?
Well, there was a guy, wasn't there, on amazingly talented guy, hilarious, on Britain's Got Talent last year.
Go on, who?
I can't remember the guy's name.
Deliso? Chapanda?
No, he's a guy from up north, northern guy from. I'll have to find it. He was brilliant anyway, and he came on and he was really, really funny, and then they sort of did the interview bit, and he cried on the stage. He got really, really emotional. He said, "It's just so good to get back out in front of a crowd."
Yeah, totally.
And he said, for people who are, he said, a lot of people, we come here to give a laugh and we hope everyone has a good time, but we can't feed our families at the moment. Comedians can't feed their families. We can't go and do our job.
The one who fell off the stage, but it was all set up.
Yes,
and
the balls. That's right. And he's stuff balls in his mouth at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, that's Steve Royal.
Steve Royal, that's the fella.
Oh yeah, no, Steve. Yeah. Well, Steve's a street entertainer as well as a stage entertainer. He's an all-rounder again.
Yeah.
He's a great performer. I know Steve very, very well. Sorry, I didn't realize who you were talking about. He's great. But again, here's the big problem. And this is one of the things that I think maybe you should set up a room on it, because I'll tell you what, it will attract a lot of kind of good information from people. A lot of entertainers don't necessarily come onto platforms like this. They should do, because the whole kind of saving money and the education behind money in the entertainment world is null and void. No one knows about it, right? So you're talking big stars. I'm not going to name who they are. Big stars right now who are bankrupt because of the pandemic. And these are guys and girls that have earned millions from TV shows, millions, Ferraris, big houses, nothing at the moment, nothing, zip. And you go, how's that possible? How's that possible? Because they're not educated in the world of finances. They don't know how to save. And just on that, Paul Daniels, the late great magician Paul Daniels, was one of my closest friends before he passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I was actually, I was blessed that Debbie McGee called me while I was in Las Vegas. And she said to me, Paul's passed away 10 minutes ago. And I went, oh my God. And I was really devastated by the news because he was such a good friend. But Paul said something to me which was absolutely the best advice I could have ever had. He said, whatever you earn, can you afford to put 10% away? I said, yeah. What about 20? I said, yeah. He said, how much can you afford to put away on every £100 that you earn? I said, 30 quid, definitely. He said, put it away. He said, call it the FU account, right? He said, put it away and leave it. He said, because that way, if your agent calls you and there's a gig you don't want to do, dip into your FU account and you'll be.
Yeah.
And you know what I did? And it took me 6 years to fill that account up. And the pandemic hit. And I haven't had to worry.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to pass on to other, people in the entertainment industry. Everyone needs to start learning how to save.
It's one of those things, isn't it? Entertainment. It's often said, the big performers, 1% make 99% of the money, but there's probably a lot of other levels of success in, whether it be cabaret singing or comedy or dancing or performance or whatever, that you can make a living. But you have got to be financially literate because, like I say, I think that the thing with the megastar status stuff, and I've worked in the music industry before, and you see it when people get to a certain point, people don't want to tell them what they don't want to hear, and then they have a lot of sort of like hangers-oners, and they have a lot of people that you're not really sure, you can't tell them anything, they don't want to hear it, and then ultimately, I think no one expects that rainy day. No one has that rainy day fun, do they? Because they think, the sun's always going to shine. Because when you're on the way up, you just think it's just going to keep going and going and going and going.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at someone like Michael McIntyre. He would have been earning £200 for a comedy club.
Yeah,
48 million in DVD sales.
Yeah.
So he's gone from one extreme to the other extreme.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. But I think with England's very different to America. And I know there's a lot of listeners here from America. But in America, they champion an entertainer that can do more than one thing, right? So take Will Smith, for example. He's a rapper. He's a TV star. He's a film star. He's a music producer. He's so many different niches to him. You take Will Smith and put him in England. No, what are you good at? No, you just stick to being a TV star. Don't do films. Just stick to being a TV star. So they try and put you in a hole, pigeonhole you. And that's what happened to me when I was on Britain's Got Talent. So they tried to pigeonhole me as you're just a piano entertainer, just stick to that. And I'm thinking, well, I'm more than that. I'm really more than that. But they don't allow you to be more than what you want to be.
What was there then? Was there sort of a downsides to Britain's Got Talent? Was there really? Yeah.
Oh, for me, it was massively downside because, and this is what I was going to reveal to everyone on Breakfast with Winners. I actually went on the platform and they chased me. They chased me and chased me and chased me.
To be on it?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'd won 4 months prior to that, I'd won the next big thing, which is the corporate version of it. And I beat about 16, 17,000 people to win the prize. So they went, Kev, do you want to get on Britain's Got Talent? I went, no, it's all right, mate. No, we need you on Britain's Got Talent. So they said, look, we'll engineer it for you to get through to the finals and this and that, whatever. And they were just being open and honest with me. So I went and saw Simon Cowell and I spoke to him and he said, yeah, look, we'll do this, we'll do that. And wow, okay. So I didn't have to work hard to get through to the first semi-finals and what. But what happened was, and this was exactly what happened. I got into the semi-finals after winning the first opening, 4,000 people in the Apollo and everyone stood on their feet and it was great and blah, 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 this, that, whatever. And then when it got to the semi-finals, 2 hours before I was walking on stage, Simon Cowell gave me another contract. And he said to me, you got to sign this before you walk on stage. I said, what is this? He said, this is basically you're playing Lionel Richie's Hello on the piano. He said, and Lionel Richie's estate need you to sign it off to say that they're allowing you to play it. So I went up and I was about to sign it. I said, can my agent have a quick look? He looked at it. And he basically said, Kev, if you sign this, you sign your life away. I said, what do you mean? He said, Simon Cowell will own you for 5 years with an extension of a year.
Yeah.
And you have to pay, now listen to this, you have to pay 33% of your wages on every £100 you earn, plus 20% to your agent, plus 20% to the Simon Cowell's agent, and 10% to the television. So I literally was walking away with about 16 quid for every £100 I earned.
Yeah.
And I just went, I'm not going to do it. And I pulled away. And I'm glad I pulled away because I went on. Well, they didn't allow me to do what I was going to do. I ad-libbed. If you look at YouTube, you'll see the ad-libbing. I just played something and got away with it. And I walked away happy that I hadn't been secured into this. But actually, and I'm not going to name names, but about 6 or 7 of my friends who also did Britain's Got Talent all went bankrupt within 3 years. So
I remember when we did X Factor, we had to do the same thing. They made us sign contracts, and I think it was 15% of the time. It was 15% of everything. And we were like we were a cabaret band. So like we were doing a boy band tribute show called Boys Aloud. Real story. But we used to.
It sounds like you could book them for John Willis, Kev.
I tell you what, we could get the band back together again for a $5. But yeah, we were already doing 100 nights a year around the UK. We weren't like megastars, but we opened for Chico. So I mean, yeah, we'd hit the big time, hadn't we?
Chico time.
God, that was turns out. Never do a rendition of It's Chico time before Chico turns up. He gets real pissed off about that. Does not find the banter funny. I know from experience.
I did it with Elton John. So I was doing a show.
That is a topper of a story.
I actually was on stage with his band, and I was playing. And they said Elton's not coming at the moment, but we need someone to. I said I'll do it. I said I'll do an impression of Elton. So they went really. And do you want to show you what I did?
Go on.
Yeah, come on. Just quickly show you what I did. Right. So,
that was a daftest question ever.
Yeah,
do you want us to show an Elton John impression that I did to Elton?
This is if you can click on the winner's bio, my bio and Paul with a blue background. James or Ashley, you can click through to the link and you can watch live video. You can actually see this live.
Okay, so they turned around to me and they went, Kev, can you do a song from Elton John so that we can get the levels right? And I said, yeah, cool. So I did. Oh, hold on. That's all right.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. Right. So what I did was this. I went. And I did his voice as well. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. Not one of those who can easily hide. No, it's not much, but it's the best I can do. A gift is my song, and this one's for you. Right? As I'm doing it, little do I know, he's standing behind me. Sorry for forgetting. Oh, sorry, Elton. He went, no, carry on. It's good. And he just let me do it.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, what a guy. What a guy. But yeah, so when we were, it was funny because obviously, it's like X Factor. We were like young kids and we're like, oh, we're going to make our millions. But when I looked at it, because I used to do like the band booking back in the day,
right?
I was like, they're going to take 15% of our money.
Mm-hmm.
And 100 nights on.
That's a lot of money.
Tribute bands money was like too much money for us to spend. And no one at the production company, they all thought I was joking. There was this 23-year-old kid with like baggy jeans and curtains. Yeah, boy, looked real good.
Peter Andre.
And I was like, I can't sign it. Does this apply for like live tours or whatever? And everyone thought I was being ridiculous. They're like, all right, mate, just worry about it when you win it. I was like, no, but what if we don't win it? Here's the bigger thing. What if we don't win it? And then we're still signed up. Lucky Louis Walsh.
I lost a lot of jobs. Like, did you with Louis Walsh?
Yeah, he was like, guys, you're going home.
The contract. James no longer needed to worry about the contract. Yeah, it was irrelevant.
That was an impression of Louis Walsh. Yeah,
yeah.
Just do that again,
guys. You're going home. But the room was so big where they were shooting, we didn't know if he'd said that we were going home or not. So you can see it on the telly that there's us and a girl band who were called. I can't remember what they were called. It was legendary.
Girls Aloud.
Yeah, not quite. And we didn't know if we'd been kicked off or not. So you see us like refusing to leave stage. We looked like we refused to leave the stage. We didn't know if I was like, do we go? And Simon was like, yes, you go. I was like, bye then.
So yeah, just to get it, he's trying to. What was you signing the contract for?
I've watched that YouTube clip of you, and it's not making sense because he's the first one to press the buzzer, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah, he got so upset
almost instantly, and he looks like completely pissed off.
But he told Ant and Dec to do the same. So Ant and Dec backstage were awesome with me. They were like, Kev, mate, we have not laughed like that in a long time. And I was like, oh, bless you. And when I did the performance, I don't see them because they're behind me.
Yeah, but their faces. Yeah, I noticed that.
But when I watched it, I was like, oh my God, they've been told not to smile or laugh or anything. So it was totally like, wow.
Oh, TV is not what you think it is.
No, TV is definitely
not. The year that we did X Factor, do you remember Tony? I'm not sure if we've signed it. It was years ago. I don't care. Come sue me. Do you remember Tony, the big bodyguard guy?
Oh, totally, yeah, of course.
So he used to go around with Simon Cowell everywhere. Like he was like, and it sort of like made a bit of a thing. He was like Tony, but he was like a legit bodyguard, like a giant of a man. And I walked out, so we were in the holding area on the filming day, and you're not allowed to leave the filming area. And I was like, I'm a 23-year-old man. I wasn't like a man child, but anyway, I was like, I'm a 23-year-old man. I'm not going to be told to sit in a room. I'm going to go to the toilet, thank you. secretly I was wanting to go outside for a sneaky fag. So I went outside for a sneaky fag. And as I like hid around the corner from all the camera crews, there was a band rehearsing and they knew the exact dimensions of the stage. And it was marked out in tape on the floor. And Tony was guarding the door next to where they were rehearsing. And it was 3 of the Saturdays. And they'd already been on tour with Westlife.
Oh, wow.
So they'd already been on tour. And then Tony was like, should be here. And I was like, no, I shouldn't. Should I, Tony? See you later. Bye. And just like scuttled off. And a mate of mine went on that year. She's an amazing opera singer, amazing. And she had very, very sadly, she's only in her early 30s. Very sadly, her husband was training for the marathon. Literally went out for a training run, came home, died. Just sat down. He was only in his 30s.
That's why I don't run.
But she had gone. She was amazing. She used to go to like Sheffield Wednesday and sing like the national anthem, open it up, like amazing opera singer. And they were doing this whole piece about her husband and all the rest of it. And I heard the camera crew when they finished with her, because she was outside in the waiting room. They said, "Oh, we're gonna do an interview with Andrea." They went, "No, we won't make her cry. No point."
Oh, wow.
Honest to God, that's how it works.
But you know what?
That's how the sausage is made.
They wanted a sad story from me as well. And I thought they were joking. They said, so Kev, you know, why have you come on to Britain's Got Talent? Is this the biggest show you've ever done? And you've got to repeat what they say.
Yeah.
So you go, so Britain's Got Talent is the biggest show I've ever done. And you kind of repeat
You have to write it down in advance, don't you? You have to tell them your story. Yeah.
So when they said to me, do you have like, you know, why have you come on here? Is that because someone's encouraged you, someone's died in your family and you're giving it back? I said, yeah. So 2 weeks ago, we buried our goldfish and it was so sad because, and I just made it up as I went along because I'm, as a comic, you know, and they stopped me and I went, no, Kev, we need something serious. And I went, I'm doing Britain's Got Talent because you asked me to do it. And they went, no, you can't say that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
I've had artists who I used to manage who got invited on.
Yeah. So I had to kind of make up this story that, you know, I wanted to come on because my career wasn't going anywhere and I wanted to make it.
My dad actually had just been diagnosed with a brain tumor. He saw the piece of paper. He went, mate, use this. He went, this is gold. I was like, I'm not doing that. He went, well, we might as well get some good out of it. So literally, I said to the lads, I was like, my dad wants me to talk about his brain tumor. They went, might as well, might we? Do it. So we had like a legit sub story that my dad had crafted for us based on a real brain tumor. I was like,
but then you say that they interviewed my mum and dad who don't speak very good English. So they actually turned around to my mum, right? It's on we've got the outtakes. They go, so Rosie, are you proud of your son? Yeah, you know, he's been playing the piano. No, Rosie, could you repeat what we say and then just go with it? What do you want me to say? Are you proud of your son? You want me to say I'm proud of my son? Yes, please. Okay, no problem. So Rosie, are you proud of your son? My son, I'm very proud. And she couldn't speak properly, right? And they were like, you know what? Let's forget it. So yeah, that was that.
So
right, we should probably. Yeah, let's do some questions. We've hogged the mic for long enough, right?
David actually reached out on a message, so we'll go to David first because David, are you there? David, are you there?
Get a flash of Mike. See who's in the.
David is there. He's flashing. Yeah, David, go for it, mate.
Oh, hiya, Kev. So great. I'm loving the fact that you're representing the entertainment agency because, as you know, when COVID hit, all my gigs went to nothing. So I was in the similar boat to everybody else and had to, hate using this word, but I had to pivot and fall back on the skills which I've learned. And I've said this in Ashley's room before, I was delivering, I still am to this day, because I quite like it. We mate's cake shop where he delivers stuff just to keep a roof on the door. I love the fact that you're talking about Britain's Got Talent as well. Why is it this? I've got two questions for you. First one is more, I'll do the less upbeat one. So why is it that Britain's Got Talent hasn't been, nobody's exposed them yet? Is it because before you go on, there is a proper contract? Because I've had the similar situation where they were hounding me, right? Because I've heard from other people, because we know we work in similar circles, so we know similar people.
Absolutely.
And they were all saying, don't go on it because it's rigged. And then
it is rigged.
I've been hounded by them. Yeah, I've been hounded by them as well, like you have. And I said, no, thanks. But why is it still going on so strong and not the public aren't savvy to what's going on?
Okay,
That's
really
my
good
first
question. All right, David, that first question I can answer straight away. You tell me another program that delivers that many viewers on a Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, the
Simple as that.
exposure's huge, isn't it?
So, and the thing is, they protect the show and they try and up the show in different platforms. So The Voice is the next big one that comes in, and the biggest revenue for I think it was ITV, if I'm not mistaken, was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. because you could what TV companies want is a project or a TV show that they can franchise to every single country generically. So you take The Voice, generically it'll go to every single country. Britain's Got Talent, take it to every single country and just add that country's title in. The Voice, X Factor as well. So those kind of shows you can generically franchise. So basically, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which was part written by Jasper Carrott, he made him a multi-billionaire.
No, was it really?
Yeah, totally.
I did not know
Yeah.
that.
I didn't think that would be.
And
you said that,
sorry, go on.
I didn't think that would be the. You said that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is one of the biggest revenues for.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, one of the biggest ones. And for ITV, what you do is they're looking for programs. So if you're sitting there like doing what you're doing, and then you write a concept out and you send it to them, unless you can franchise that concept, they won't even look at it. It's binned. They get 3,000 ideas a week on their desk. They might look at 300.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the first question, David. So yeah, I think contractually, one, you sign a contract that is so thick with protection that you cannot talk about anything for a minimum of 5 years, whatever you see and do on the program. So you can't talk about it.
Yeah, you're ended up to the eyeballs, aren't you?
Secondly, if you do sign the contract, they also own your act. So they can actually stop you going out and performing. So that's why, yeah. So that's why I think that's the first thing, which is why a lot of professional performers don't do it. They don't perform. That's why they're trying to look for people and giving them an incentive and going, no, come on, do this, do that, and blah, blah, blah. But there's no, it's all right, mate. I've got 200 gigs in the diary for next year. You're not taking a penny of it.
Yeah.
So that's why they're struggling. And at some point, with all due respect, Britain's Got Talent is going to finish. They're going to put something new on. They're coming up with new ones now, the talent show and this and that, because they have to, because people are excited to watch a program where it's like that whole kind of Caesar time where they go, bring on the lions. And then suddenly you see these people trying to escape and fighting each other. And it's all about entertainment. And you've got Simon Cowell, who's the Caesar, either doing that or doing that. You know, that's exactly what it is, really.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, David, second question. Sorry.
Yeah, great. No, it's okay. I love you, mate. It's been really powerful. I love the fact that you mentioned about other entertainers should be on this platform, because I've tried to get a few of them on, and it's so sad to see, as you said, a lot of them have just given up. Like there's some really famous, well-known magicians and entertainers who've just like threw the towel in and got a day job, and they're not going back into it, which is a shame. My other question was, you're an amazing pianist, and people don't realize how good you need to be to play like out of key. I used to love the Les Brown. Yeah, Les Dawson. I meant, yeah.
If it was Les Brown, we'd all be freaking out if he was playing the piano. To be fair, I know that everybody here believes you got to run, and then suddenly gets on the piano and goes, "When I was cleaning windows."
Kev, if you do that, mate, I want 10% of the cut. But no, I want. Who is like the person who made you like really was like your star to look at? And also I've met Paul Daniels when I was on Channel 4's Faking It, and he was one of my heroes because he was what got me into magic. And who was it like Les Dawson, or who was it that you really embodied the comedy of? Do you know what I mean? Because there's the old school comedy and then there's the new school comedy. And if you want to explain the old school to the new school to everybody that doesn't know that terminology, that'd be amazing. And I'm unfortunately going to have to leave at 9, mate, because I've got a Zoom. But yeah, mate, great. I love this room.
Bless you, David. Oh, yeah, the differences are very simple. The old school was basically everyone from like your Ken Dodds through to your again, your Jim Davidsons and other like Morecambe and Wise's and whatever. And to me, that was natural comedy. That was very funny comedy. Morecambe and Wise, their story, the two Ronnies, great stories. For me, one of my heroes was Freddie Starr. Freddie Starr could walk on stage and make people laugh without even saying a word. And for me, that was what I would call genius comedy. So I always tried to be like Freddie Starr. I always tried to do funny without actually forcing people to enjoy themselves. So as long as I found it funny, hopefully they would find it funny. So that's the difference between that and now the new school of comedy, which is get up and talk about subjects and things that are more uncomfortable, like your Frankie Boyles, who takes it out past the edge. You know, he's very rude, he swears a lot and whatever, but he's a niche of comedy that certain people enjoy. So every single comedy aspect, every single comedian out there has their own way. And some get on TV, some don't. But if you enjoy their comedy, and the platforms these days with YouTube, Instagram and other platforms, you can actually be a massive star without even being on TV anymore. So I think that's that. So for me, it was Freddie Starr, that was one of my heroes, and Victor Borge, who was a piano comedian, and I absolutely idolized the man, and that's who I wanted to be. Him, Les Dawson, and my favorite, of course, Dudley Moore.
Amazing, thanks, Kev. And can you play something off key like Les Dawson just to show people your pure talent?
Yeah, I actually open up like that, so I'll do something shortly. Yeah, definitely.
Amazing, thanks, brother, and great, and thanks, Ashley, and everybody for putting this room on. It's been amazing. And Kev, we'll chat online because we're due.
Absolutely, David. God bless you, mate. Thanks for the questions.
Right, flash your mics, people. If you've got a question for Kev, we'll go to Beju, then we'll go Lucien, then I'll move down to Alan. Beju, go for it.
Good morning. Good morning, Kev.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
Mate, top man. Love this one. I think everybody just.
No, my t-shirt's from Marks and Spencer's, actually, but okay.
He don't stop. He don't stop.
What?
Did you even miss that, Beju?
Fucking went over it.
Oh,
I completely missed it.
You said top man. You went, no, my t-shirt's Marks and Spencer's.
Oh, yes, I like it. I like it. So, Kev, last week we met. It was like meeting like an old brother. Never met you before, but like I was like, in North. The question I want to ask you is this. I said, all the stuff, you've done, music, comedy, etc. There's probably a moment where you thought, fuck, I've made it. Or the best bit of feedback. What was that moment you thought, yeah, this is why I'm doing this? Is it a bit of feedback? Someone said in the audience.
It was actually.
What was that one moment?
Do you know what it was? And one of them that comes into my mind straight away is when we do comedy, when you do stand-up comedy, you're trying to take people into a journey of your world, and you're trying to make people laugh, and trying to take them to a level where they're not only laughing, but they're holding their stomach, they're laughing so hard, and you want them to walk away going, mate, I've never laughed that hard in my life. And for me, one of the greatest moments in my life that I can definitely remember was when I was not as a stand-up, but as an actor in the musical Happy Days, which was the Fonz and all them lot. And I was playing Ralph Malph, and I had one of the funniest roles in that show. And I was performing every night, and we were in London, and we were performing at I think it was the Victoria Palace in London. And I did the show, and I performed and everything. It was absolutely fantastic and whatever. And I got all the laughs in the right places. And every time I walked on stage, after about 30 minutes of being in the musical, if I walked on, people were laughing. It was like they completely got me, and I was there. And I finished the show, and when you go to the stage door, a load of people come up to you and they're shaking your hand, this, that, whatever. And this woman came up to me with her two daughters, and she said to me, can I just say, she said, I've never laughed that hard in my life. She said, I truly have never laughed that hard. And I said, bless you. And she said, I laughed that hard. She said, I forgot the world around me because I was engrossed in you. And I said, oh, thank you. And you take it with a pinch of salt. So I gave her a big cuddle, gave her a kiss on the cheek. I said, God bless you, love. And I left it. And I didn't take much notice of it, I'll be honest, except the fact that she was so kind to me. And a day later, I got a letter at the stage door. I opened the letter up, and it was from her again. She said, I'm the lady that you spoke to, the two daughters. She said, I didn't want to tell you at the stage door because there was a lot of people there. But she said, I've got terminal cancer. I've only got 2 weeks to live. And she said, and just watching your show, she said, watching you in that show, I forgot I had cancer. She said, because I laughed that hard. And I haven't laughed like that, she said, for a good few months. So I said, I read the letter. I was so taken back by it that I immediately wrote a letter back. And I asked the stage door to send it on to them. They did. 2 weeks later, her daughter turned up. No, 3 weeks later, her daughter turned up in the, because we were there for about 4 months, I think. And her daughter came up to me and said, Kev, I just wanted to pass it back to you. She said, on her deathbed, she said, my mum's no longer here. But she said, on her deathbed, she said, she mentioned, can you please pass my thanks again to Kev for giving me the biggest laugh before I leave. And I just thought that was amazing. Wow. So that for me, it was the biggest thing ever, Beju.
I'm glad you didn't say pulling in the car park this morning to me, Ashley.
Bless you, mate.
Mate, that is just like, that's why we live. Those moments, Kev, you're a god.
I love
just
you, mate.
Like,
God bless you.
I've got tears in my eyes. I love you, mate.
Thank you,
thanks, man. Top man.
No, Marks and Spencer's. I keep telling you, Beju.
All right, sorry. Forget. All right. I'll buy some Hugo Boss ones. Top man,
Bless
top
you.
man. Speak to call you later.
Love you, man.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much. Right, modern speakers.
Lucien was next.
Oh,
wasn't
Lucien,
she?
of course she was. Don't forget Lucien. We'll never hear the bloody end of it, will we?
I love Lucien. I think she's amazing.
She's a legend, isn't she? I banter her all the time, but it's all from a place of brotherly love.
Thank you so much, Kev. What a legend. You're just a legend. Got two very quick questions. The first one, fave female comedian?
Favorite female comedian for me would be a lady you probably don't know called Janie Godley. She's a Scottish. I know. By the way, if I'm doing this, probably Alison's probably pinging her phone, going yay, because she's a Scottish lady. Funny. She's the woman that called Trump the C word and put her thing out there, and Trump actually got to see it. She is absolutely hysterical. So no, Janie Godley is definitely a legend amongst women in the comedy world.
Brilliant, excellent. It's great to see more of them out there.
Totally.
And then the next thing, mental health. So you've spoken, there's been a tear in my eyes a number of times about what you've spoken about with regards to people being squeezed, artists being squeezed out of their talent for the lining of the pockets of other people, and the psychological trauma, the trauma and the turmoil really of what it means to go on stage and to perform, and artists and comedians often having that stage persona and then going away and that persona not actually being a real life persona. How do you help people support their mental health with everything that's going on? Because it's internal as well as external manipulation. I just wonder what you could say about that, Kev.
Do you know what? I love your question. I absolutely love that question. Okay, so for me, it's this is a very complicated question, and it comes in many forms, like what I've done in the past. But one of the things that I am, and I'm a real 1% rarity on this, comedians genuinely are depressed. They're manic depressives. They suffer from anxiety, and you'll see, and this is going from, we're talking the Ken Dodds, like the 90-year-olds who've now passed away, from them right through to 17-year-olds.
The comedy is their outlet, basically.
Totally, Paul. So these guys go on stage and they vent out what they're doing. But also, one thing that, unless you're a performer, you will not understand is when you walk on stage, you've got to go, oh, I'm going to win this. I'm going to win this. I'm going to win it. And you walk on. So you're now hyping yourself up. You're like, literally, it's like doing a sprint. You're going to do a 100-meter sprint or whatever. You're really hyping yourself up. Your blood pressure is going up. Your heart is beating fast. Then you walk on. You're about to, face Frank Bruno or Tyson. You're going to walk on. You're going to beat that audience down to a pulp. So they're laughing. And you're going to try and do that. So when you're really pumping yourself up, that hyperactiveness goes towards you trying to win an audience. Imagine if you don't win that audience. Imagine if you've lost and you walk off to your own footsteps, which, by the way, I have done numerous times. I've died on my ass. You walk on stage, you haven't won anyone over. They think you're absolutely crap. You walk off. And as you walk off, that's the moment where a lot of comedians, not me, although I've kind of been there when I was younger, but that's the moment where, I don't want to sound like it's a trigger moment, but a moment where you're standing on London Bridge ready to commit suicide. That's how a lot of guys feel, and girls. They're like, nah, this is not, I ain't going to do this anymore. I ain't going to do this anymore. And I've seen famous people, I've seen non-famous people walk off stage, and I've seen people hitting themselves, smacking themselves, punching. I've seen, I remember one comic, I'm going back about 8 years ago. He actually ran into a door to hurt himself because he was just like, I've had enough. I've had pure enough of this. And it gets to the point where they go home and they take it out on other people, or they take it out on themselves. And a lot of manic depressives won't wake up in the morning. They'll stay in bed till 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon because they can't face what happened to them the night before. And then they'll go and they'll try it again. And then they'll win. And now when they win, they'll go home again depressed because they'll go, yeah, but that was only once. I don't know if that'll happen again. And then they do it again. It's such a vicious circle. So what you're talking about, Lucien, is what I do. And that's why, I'll be honest with you, a lot of comedians don't talk to each other before the show starts. And I try to build a community of people in a green room to say, guys, we're all here. We're all friends. If you die, you die. If you don't, you don't. At the end of the day, it's a wonderful journey. Enjoy the journey. You're not changing the world. You're just giving a little bit of laughter. And my motto for jonglers is actually making the world laugh one show at a time. And that's it. Just one show at a time. Don't put that much pressure on you. But me, I actually love sometimes dying on my ass because it makes me laugh even more because I'm like, oh my God, they didn't like me. Let me just get on the piano and do something and see if that works. So I just start ad-libbing. So I enjoy it as not a pressure thing, but as an enjoyable thing, Lucienne. So yeah, for me, I think, and I think you're right. I think we do need to start a community, of supporting comedians in the future, because a lot of them, they want to kill themselves. They want to do things like that. And you're like, no, come back. Come here. Let me give you a cuddle. Let me give you a kiss. It's comedy, mate. Go and enjoy it. Do it again.
We've got the perfect platform now, haven't you, for it? With Jongleurs taking it back to being the biggest sort of brand in the live comedy world. You've got an honor and a responsibility as the custodian of that, legendary brand to be the catalyst to the change you want to see, I guess, ultimately.
Well, yeah. And actually, I've started doing that, not with comedians, actually, but with children. Because I forgot to mention, if it was okay to mention, but children have gone through this as well. Children have gone through massive psychological, mental well-being. They've gone through all these the pandemic has stopped them seeing their friends. My children, my twins, they've suffered it. They're crying randomly, not knowing why they're crying. So I set up if you don't mind me saying, I set up the Jongleurs Kids Comedy Camp, which is this comedy camp, which actually, I need to mention Michelle, if she's still in the room. Michelle made a mistake. So I said, I need donations of just up to $2,500 to do this course where we get 30 kids to come together to learn stand-up comedy for 4 days, right? And Michelle donated on our crowdfunder page, which is on my thing on Instagram. You can see it. She donated £200 and she thought it hadn't gone through. So she donated again. She's given me £400. So I said to Michelle, I'll give you the money back. She went, no, keep it. It's for the kids. I love it. Please go ahead. She is an angel. So yeah, that's one of the things that we're doing, is trying to give mental well-being back to kids as well through Jongleurs.
Where can, as way of support and to help you, where can people find information about that?
Well, there's 1 day left. There's only 1 day left. I'm trying to get, I think we're about £1,500. We still need about £1,000 to get up there. But it's, if you go to my Instagram, click on the link tree. It's the first one. You click on there, it goes to crowdfunder. Thank you, Paul.
Okay. So Kev, everyone, top right with the, top right of your screens, basically, Kev. If you click on Kev's face, go to his Instagram profile, click on his link tree, and then click on the first button. And I
want to thank a lot of people in that room who have,
by a show of appreciation for Kev's time here today, and for everything Kev's doing. Please go there.
And we're going to show the we're going to film it, so everyone on Clubhouse can go to the Instagram when we do the actual project. And you can see all the kids, and you can see how they've done their own version of a stand-up comedy. That's awesome. Thank you, Paul, for allowing me to talk about that.
Where are you doing it?
We're doing it in Hertfordshire, right. And we're going to do the first one. And I've also said to people, if this one goes as successfully as I know it's going to go, we've got 2 comedians that are going to teach them everything about joke telling, the mechanics, standing on stage, talking about their experiences in the pandemic and turning it funny, making it funny.
This is going to be good.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. And then they do their own comedy club in the evening.
How cool is that?
Yeah. I'm really excited about the project.
Fantastic. Right, guys, we've got a hot mic. Who's unmuted? Guys, if you can mute your mics, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Has anyone got a question for Quev? Who's Quev?
Quev from Quebec.
Alan. Don't forget Alan. Go on, Alan.
Oh, you can't not have a bit of South African in this clubhouse. Go for it, Alan.
Listen, I don't have a question, but I just want to say to all of you in the studio today, I've been watching it on the video, on the YouTube, and I have thoroughly enjoyed the show. This has been my favorite show ever. I was there when I was there with Beju when Kevin arrived in the park last week, and I watched Beju jump onto Kevin like he's his lost brother. And Kev, I just thoroughly enjoyed meeting you last week. And I told you I've been to Armenia. I've spoken in Yerevan. The people of Armenia are just beautiful people, the oldest civilization on earth. That's right. You are just a beautiful man. And this show today I've been laughing since I've been lying in bed just listening to the show, just laughing my head off. It's been absolute pleasure. And so thank you, guys. I'm watching you in the studio. It's been amazing. I just wanted to say well done and thank you for just really lighting people up today. I love music. I love humor. I think that's 2 of the most beautiful things that really connect people. And you have been an absolute pleasure. And I thank you, my man. I'm looking at you now. Thumbs up, brother. Thank you to all 4 of you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
God bless you, Alan. Thank you, mate.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Alan. This has actually been a warm-up, an unofficial warm-up of the James Ash and Kev show. So you can come to a Jongleurs event soon.
Paul is going to be pulling it down.
Imagine if we could raise 10 grand for charity and the end result was that Paul Apple Crumble had to go on stage and do a 5-minute solo set. He'd probably paid a 10 grand himself not to stand up.
Stand up comedy. Yeah. Oh, no,
I
we've
can
got to do that.
I've got some goods in my locker.
Oi, oi! Now we're talking.
Well, here's the challenge.
Here's the challenge then.
Next month, I'm trying to plan for the Winners Club to do a Jonglers Night in London.
Yep.
And then we'll have free reign so we can all get on stage. No one has to judge us. Just get on stage and see.
Don't. I've already got a charity bit out there that's going to work out quite expensive. I'm going to learn to play the piano in 90 days.
Oh, free Mark. Mark will do that for you, mate.
Well, yeah. Mark's holding me to account, but
you're not holding yourself to account.
Well, no, you lot run me ragged. It's like you used to. I'm like their little, no, honestly, I'm like their little bitches. I am. I thought I'd made it in life, and then all of a sudden,
pulled you right back down, didn't we?
Pulled me right back down. I spent all of last week under this desk, not
pal.
wiring in a new studio.
Answering the phone to us.
Yeah, so like I wish I would get. It sounded really easy when I started with Mark. It was like, Mark, 15 minutes to play the piano.
Yeah,
a day. 15 minutes a day. And when I was at home, it was brilliant. But yeah, I'm making excuses. Mark's in the audience, isn't he? I think he's.
Mark's is an awesome human being.
Yeah.
And do you know what? His course.
I feel sorry for Mark because Mark really put a lot on me to be a testimonial.
Oh God. He backed the wrong donkey there, didn't he?
No, he didn't. Mark, I'm going to keep you. I'm going to come good, Mark. I'm going to keep you to it.
Brilliant.
I'm having trouble with two hands at the moment, Kev.
So really?
Yeah. No, I have a two-handed issue. So the brain switches off. So one hand, I'm absolutely like a legend. If I can play a one-handed piano, I'm a legend.
Just play faster.
But as soon as two hands come in, I switch off. The brain.
Just play faster, and no one will know the difference.
But
there you go then. Solve that problem. Ashley Shipman up for doing a comedy gig.
So now I've got to do 10 minutes stand up.
I would do it just to see Paul. If Paul went number one, I'll do anything.
I think I'm going to have a character if I'm going to do comedy. I genuinely think it'd be terrifying.
No, you'd be great.
No, but you like
come out as the DJ. So just have your headphones on, right? Okay. Come out as the DJ and go, "Hello, everyone, and welcome to," and you just do the live podcast as a stand-up comedian.
And I can have some musical bits. Yes.
What would I be then? Just the Cockney fellow.
No, you'd come out as Joe Pesci. Do like a Joe Pesci type character. So you come out and you just take the pee out of the audience.
Do you know who Joe Pesci is?
Oh my God!
This is the problem we have with Ash.
Oh
you have to translate it into young people talk.
Hold on a minute. You've never seen Goodfellas?
Yeah, I've seen Goodfellas. Yeah.
Yes, Joe Pesci.
No, not the pizza company. The film.
Oh.
Yeah, I love a Hawaiian. He's already started. The practice has started.
Oh,
he's the one that was in Lethal Weapon as well. Okay. Yeah, he's that one that kept saying.
I know who you're talking about now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Also, I just want to say I'm getting some messages as well that it's not actually a question. It's just whoever's on a live stream. Kev's brought his friends from quarantine.
Oh yes, we haven't talked about this yet. So tell us about quarantine because I've
got some messages saying I can't believe Trashy's on the desk.
Yeah, so Trasher, not Trashy, please. By the way, that's someone she dumped. Trasher,
that's like a sister.
Yeah, it's like a sister that she doesn't want to hang around with anymore. Do you know what I mean?
But people need to go to the Instagram to understand if they haven't seen. But
yeah, just scroll up a bit on the Instagram. You'll see the videos when I was in quarantine, which was horrible, by the way, absolutely horrible. And for anyone that's thinking of flying to a country that's red listed, don't. Simple as that. Don't fly there because you'll come back, you'll be quarantined for 10 days and they'll treat you like a prisoner. So I want to say actually a massive shout out to everyone on this platform who reached out to me just through their messages, just through their likes and shares and whatever, just saying, Kev, we're here for you. I know James called me as well. Ashley called me and Sharon and so many people and Rihanna and whatever. Just everyone's calling me. You're right. You look like you're losing it. I was like, I have lost it.
But tell us what happened because you were not like if you go somewhere you can like mentally prepare yourself for because I didn't realize you got seven-year-old twins at home. So you're like
correct.
Yeah, you're now.
Well, we didn't work that out. Is it 7 twins or 7-year-old twins?
I think it's 7-year-old twins. That's how I worked it out to be.
No, God, no. No, I wouldn't be here, mate, if it was 7-year-old twins, 7-year-olds. No, it was just my twins, my wife who'd broken her ankle, and actually 3 days before I actually arrived back, she texted me to say because she'd broken her bone. Turns out she's got a bone density issue. Her bone's not healing at all. So she slipped again in the garden, right? And her foot went like into an elephant again 3 days before I arrived back in the UK. So I wrote to the exemptions team and said, look, I get where you're coming from. I'll do the PCR tests every day. I'll send those, but I need to look after my wife. I can quarantine at home. They wouldn't allow it. They wouldn't. So my wife had to fend for herself for 7 days. Couldn't send the kids to school because of the fact that she couldn't drive. So I think she asked our neighbor who's 92 years old to take the kids to school. And I was really worried about that because he's like proper, old boy, and he doesn't drive very well. So I was like, oh my God, what's going on? But, she survived. She did it, but she did it, 10 days. And I wasn't allowed out for 4 days.
And you weren't expected to have to do this either, were you?
No.
Because you had a sort of a detour of flight on the way home from a gig.
Correct.
Didn't you?
Yeah. So, and because I went through Dubai, they quarantined me.
If you're watching this via Facebook Live, it's ended the live stream for some reason. We don't know why. Technical issue with Facebook, but we're still live on YouTube, so you can still
why?
it on.
Do you know who owns Facebook? Everyone thinks it's Zuckerberg. It's not.
Who is it?
It's Simon Cowell.
No, it's not.
Simon Cowell shut it down because you're revealing all of his trade secrets.
Oh,
you want to be careful on the drive back. Check your brakes before you leave the car park.
I will do.
Case.
Yeah,
Wink, wink, nudge,
I will
nudge.
do. I will do definitely.
So you went and did an amazing gig over in
Seychelles.
In the Seychelles, and you were asked, oh, could you my dad is coming out in a couple of days for this family. I'm not sure if you're allowed to announce who you were playing for, so let's just say that the son who you went to perform for,
sure,
he said dad's on his way.
Yeah,
and dad's kind of a big deal. Can you stay and perform for dad when he gets in?
I flew out there, and I flew out on Tuesday, landed on Wednesday, performing on Thursday, flying back on Friday.
Had a drink on Friday. Are you Craig
That's
David
right.
tribute band as well?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And while I was out there, I was chilling out on the beach and whatever, and I called him up and said, I'm here, I'm ready. So if you want me to do a rehearsal on Thursday morning, and then I'll do the show in the evening. He said, yeah. He said, we're not sure we're going to go ahead on Thursday yet. So I said, okay. And it's usual because I've flown out there 9 or 10 times for the royal family. And on one occasion, I've flown out there. I've never done a gig, been paid for it and flown back because he preferred to watch football. That was it, yeah. So I flew out there and he said, we're not sure we're going to do anything on Thursday. I went, all right, here we go. And then Friday, no, we're not sure we're doing anything on Friday. I went, oh, so what are we doing then? He said, can you hang on another 5 days? I'm thinking tropical island on my own. I've got my own beach and I'm eating steaks, like proper steaks. I'm eating massive like lobsters and things every day, like all for free, drinking, there's that. And I just went, yeah, I suppose I can do that. Yeah. And I called the wife and I went, I think I'm staying an extra 5 days. Hello?
Bear in mind,
yeah, hello? Yeah.
Hello? Broken ankle fending for herself. Remember,
I know.
Guys. So if everybody thinks that Kev's a great guy, just remember that.
Going on that, does your wife think you're funny?
No.
She supports your journey, I take it.
She supports me and she finds me funny when I'm not being funny. So she thinks that's really funny. But this is a true story. This was before my kids were born. And I was downstairs and I am on the floor. I'm keeling over. And guys, I mean this, hand on my heart, keeling over laughing, proper laugh out loud. So she comes down the stairs. She goes, honestly, who's on TV? And I was watching myself, my DVD. And I was watching myself and she literally walked in and went, please tell me you're not laughing at yourself. And I went, yeah, but I that's funny what I've just done. And she literally went, I don't know if I can handle this. And she went back upstairs again.
When you're with your wife, is it just like a raise of an eyebrow? Just, here he goes again.
Yeah. So I tell my wife a joke. And if she doesn't find it funny, I'll put it on stage. So and that's how I do it. Because
that's your gauge.
Yeah, that's my gauge. So I'll turn around to her and I go, sweetheart, guess what? I got an email this morning teaching me how to read maps backwards. And I said, but to be honest with you, it was just spam.
How did she not find that funny?
Right? And she'll just look at me and go, stupid. So that's the kind of thing I'll do.
Denitra had messaged in saying, I'm unable to unmic because I've got a British gas man around. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere, Kev. But if it's my time to ask a question, how do you keep yourself grounded in what could be an egotistical world? I imagine we've just had the answer to that question. Totally. It's your wife.
It's the wife, but it's also actually over years, I have seen so many people tragically lose themselves into show business. That's why I've got a saying. It's called LIS. And I named a few celebrities after it when I first started working with them. And that is lost in show business. And when they lose themselves in show business, it's a tragic place to be because they believe they are famous even when they're not. And some people I know have not been on TV for 20 years and they still think they're famous. And they'll walk around expecting people to go, excuse me, are you? And no one does.
Excuse me, are you? And no one does.
Oh, someone's unmuted. We've got a hot mic in the room.
Okay.
There you go. Sort that out. Okay, cool. Right, we've not got long left, gang. So if you have got a question, please feel free to flash your mic. Mods and speakers, if you've got a question that you'd like to find out about comedy, the entertainment world, and such like. Someone is flashing. Who is flashing? Sejal, let's go to you, my friend.
Hi.
Hi, Sejal.
It's been amazing. I totally agree with Alan. Kev, it was so nice meeting you on Saturday, and you are actually a really, really nice person.
You said that with such a tone of shock. Were you shocked? You was an ass.
No, I didn't think he was, but he's actually who he is on Clubhouse is actually who he is in real life. So I just want to.
Oh yeah, there's no pretenses with me. No, definitely not. What you see is what you get.
You are 100% like who you say you are. So I wanted to ask, and this is probably a weird question, but I don't care anymore.
Go for it. Go for it.
Do you ever wake up and feel like, I just don't want to be funny anymore. I just don't want to do this anymore. Like, do you ever have a day where you're like, I just don't want to tell jokes anymore?
Do you know, that's a really good question because everyone goes through that. I don't actually, because I have so many projects on the go. So I'll wake up in the morning. I get up. I think you get up as well, don't you? Actually, about 5 o'clock. Yeah, me too. So I get up at 5 o'clock every morning. I kind of do a bit of a manifest session for about half an hour. I actually stay in bed until 5:30. Then I get up, shower, clean everything, go downstairs, walk the dog at 5:45 every morning, and then at 6 o'clock to about 6:10, I'm back in the house, and then I'll make my breakfast, try and get it in before I start the Winners Club because I love being here. So for me, every morning I'm up, I'm so excited about my day, and that's been happening since I was about 32, 33. Have I ever felt like I don't want to be funny? Yeah. There's mornings when I get up and go, no, I'm not going to do it this morning. I'm not going to be funny. I just don't feel like it. And sometimes I've even called up my team and gone, please take me off the list on tonight's comedy club. I'm not feeling it. And they go, no, we're not going to take you off. And I go, no, please do. No, we're not going to take you off.
But then is that a good thing? Like they're pushing you to
totally. So they push me in there, and when I get on that stage, I'm like, oh, thank God I did this. Do you know what I mean? So I'm glad I did it, which might result in other people doing their own versions, like getting up in the morning. I don't really want to run my company today. I don't really want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But push yourself and get up and do it. No one's awake when I'm awake. I'm assuming it's the same with you. And it's my world. And at the moment, because the weather's great, I'm outside. I've got the Clubhouse on. I've got my laptop and I'm answering emails. I do more work from 5:30 to 9. Then 5:30 to 8:30. Then I do from like 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Seriously, I do a lot more work that early morning. I get everything done and dusted.
Are you having a shift in mindset now that you're the CEO of Jongleurs? Now that you've got this like heritage brand, which is, that was the marquee of success in that sort of like comedy world, wasn't it? When you hit the Jongler circuit, like you'd made it. Now that now you're the custodian of that brand.
But I don't think of it that way, James. So do you know what? That's really weird because I haven't even thought of it that way. You've just made me think that. Because actually
didn't have any pressure before.
Yeah, I was going to say, for me, I've just bought the brand. For me, it's how I make the brand quality and give back to the comedians so that they can start feeding their families again. So for me, when you come to a Jongleurs comedy night, I'm not lining my pocket. I don't even get paid from Jongleurs. I haven't been paid once yet. I'm lining the other comedians' pockets and I'm raising my business profile so that I can be in 100 venues by 2022 and I can make everyone laugh. My mission is to make people laugh. I told you that the other day. It's to make people laugh. Around the world is to make people laugh, get people laughing and giggling, losing themselves for a couple of hours in a Jongleurs comedy club and feeding those guys income so that they can feed their families and put their children through school and whatever it takes. That is my goal. And if I can make a profit out of that in the future, then it's a win-win for me as well.
Love it. Fantastic. There you go. Awesome stuff. I think you've redeemed yourself from the Seychelles broken ankle for extra 5 days on the beach thing there.
What, for the wife?
Yeah, I think you've at one point I think we were going to turn you there like this. He's not a nice guy at all, is he? Then you brought it back with your mission.
I didn't know that.
No, but now you're back on.
Just to correct one fact as well, when Ashley wakes up first thing in the morning, there are other people awake because he wakes us up.
Yeah.
with a message.
Morning.
And everyone in his house, I imagine. I can't imagine Ashley Shipman wakes up quiet. Oh, I'm going to get out. I'm going to be really quiet this morning. Where's my manifestation?
Actually, what I get normally is...
Sophia's actually buzzing and she's a lovely lady. Can we listen to her for a second?
I don't know. She's buzzing, is she?
She is buzzing. Sophia is just the funniest woman on the planet. I have to. She takes the pee out of me every time I'm on her room, but she's a great lady.
Oh, Kevin, had I have not come into this room this morning, I would have had no idea that you're into comedy. So I'm so glad that I'm
this is what I hate about this is what I hate about this one.
Oh, she is good.
This is what I hate about that one. Do you know what? She's an angel. She's one of those women that fell down from earth. She probably hit a few branches on the way down. She's not very good looking.
Landed straight on her face.
But she's an angel. I love her to bits.
Mental health nurse and #1 Billboard singer-songwriter.
That's right. Well, she claims she's a singer-songwriter, but yeah.
So does James, actually. There we go.
That's true.
Me and Kev have got this on.
Oh, she's gone.
Oh, she's gone. She's gone. Oh, there you are.
Oh no, is my signal gone?
No, you're there, babe. You're there.
Yeah, no, Kev, do you know what? I haven't got a question for you because I found out so much. I have literally been rolling around laughing this morning and I've got so much to get on with. But I just wanted to just give you your flowers because you are not only a hilarious man, but your heart is so pure, and the work that you're doing with us really to support what we're doing as well. You're just an amazing human, and I'm just so glad that I've now got you in my life because you can't get rid of me.
Do you feel
But
bad?
yeah,
Do
I
you
just
feel?
wanted to give
Do you feel
flowers.
bad now for what you just said about her? Do you feel
No,
bad?
not at all.
No,
No, not at all. Because even though I love her to bits, she'll come back with another horrible comment about the joke being. That's how we roll.
I meant off mic.
Bless you, Sophie. I love you to bits, and we'll be doing an interview on Monday together, so that'd be great as well.
Yes, you'll be on Man Cave. Absolutely, you're amazing.
Bless you.
Keep
Thank you.
doing what you're doing.
Awesome stuff. Right. Anyone else got a question for Kev about music, entertainment, the industry, jonglers, being funny, performing for international royal families? Rob, let's come to you, mate.
Morning, James. Absolute gold this morning. Kev, thoroughly enjoyed it, like everybody said. So my question is, are comedians born or can they be made?
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Damn you, Robert. Okay. Comedians. Okay. So certain comedians, the ones that make you laugh, and I'm going to go right back, okay, to the likes of, say, Laurel and Hardy, Charlie Chaplin, the two Ronnies, Morecambe and Wise, Ken Dodd. I'm going to name some, Freddie Starr. These guys were born funny, okay? To a certain degree, they were born funny, but they also took the business very seriously. To be funny, Bradley Walsh is one of my very good friends. He's very funny.
I love that
He's
guy.
funny.
He's so good.
Because he has funny bones, right? But you take someone like Joe Pasquale, who, and by the way, Bradley and Joe are best of mates. They started together as kids. Joe Pasquale is actually an awesome human being, but he's a chancer. He always calls himself that. And I wish we could bring him on so you could hear it. Yeah, but Kev, right, I'm not that funny, mate. I just do what I do and I get away with it. You know what I mean? La, 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 and all that. And that's what he says and does. But is he funny outside of being Joe Pasquale? No. Is Bradley? Yes. Bradley was holding his son, who now does a program with, his son.
That's right, yeah.
Barney. And Barney was in his arms. We were around a friend's house. Barney's in his arms. And he said, come on, Barney, we're going home. And I'll never forget how quick he was. His son went, but Daddy, no. He said, I don't want to go. And he went, oh, come on, Barney, we've got to go, mate. And he went, why? And then Bradley came straight and went, Delilah, and literally came in. So it was like he was that fast, So for me, Bradley's, he was born funny. Whereas other people, you can train them to be funny, but I think authenticity and timing comes with having funny bones.
So have you got funny bones, do you reckon?
I was born with it. Yeah, I was in school. I was always the naughty one that made everyone laugh. Everything I've ever done, even serious work that I've done. I mean, serious shows. I played, recently I played The Life of Dudley Moore. I was trying to, they've approached me to do the movie, to play his life as well. Every time I was doing the scene, I was acting a few things funny, and I can't help myself trying to be funny. And the director had a go at me and told me to get lost for the whole day. He said, don't come back till tomorrow till you realize that actually this is a serious project and I've had enough of you being funny. And I was like, wow, okay. So I do put myself unfortunately in that naughty room sometimes because I love being funny. I'm naturally just like that, and I think because I see the world in a positive light, and I'm a big advocate of positivity. That's what I want everyone else to be like. We'll all go through hell. We'll all have negative days. We'll all have days we don't like and don't want to get out of bed and this and that, whatever. But if you look at life with a bit of laughter or have a smile, I think it changes your entire perception.
Love it. Great answer. Great question. Fantastic. Right, modern speakers, give us a flash of the mic if you've got something you'd love to ask. Let's go to Sharon.
Hey, Kev, how you doing?
This is the woman with the most seductive voice on Clubhouse. Yes, I'm fine, Sharon. How are
She
you?
proper puts on thick, and she's like, I'm just in the car going to get some petrol.
Do you know what? She would be
4-star.
She would be a great sat nav. Can you imagine? So up the road, turn right, because that's my favorite.
I've got a really sorry, just very quickly. I'll come back to the sat-nav story. I'll come back to the sat-nav story. This is brilliant. Go on, go.
Go on, Sharon.
Oh my god, you cracked me out, seriously. Hello. Right, so my question is, you've had just listening to you today is so many things that you've done, but do you have, and it might be hard to pick, but do you have like a proudest moment? I know we've talked about basically talked earlier about the moment that you thought, yeah, I've made it, but have you had like a proudest moment or a most memorable moment that you'd love to relive again?
I would love to do that. I don't know if I would love to relive it again, Sharon, but one of the proudest moments of my life, and this is a little bit emotional, so I do apologize again, but one of the proudest moments in my life was when my wife gave birth to my twin boys. And I'll tell you for why, because we struggled to have babies, and we lost it a few times, and it was hard on my wife, it was hard on me. But when we finally found out we were having twins, I was jumping up and down. And my wife had a cesarean, and I was there with her for the whole thing, and I was sitting with her, holding her hand, and they said, "What if you want to get the phone ready? The first baby's coming out." So I literally, I didn't even look. I just put the camera over the curtain bit where they blocked my wife, and I was just going and just taking picture after picture of my firstborn, which was Luke. And then a minute later, they went, "Your second baby's coming out." So I went and took the picture of the second one. So they put both babies on the side, and my wife's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." She said, "I feel really weird at the moment, blah, 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 because I can feel things, but I can't feel things and all that." And I was like, "Don't worry, it's going to be amazing." And I looked at the babies, and I was looking, I'm going, "Oh my God." What I didn't know was that my firstborn wasn't breathing. My second one was, but my first one wasn't. And they were trying to get him to breathe. So when Jake came out, he was a secondborn. They said, "Do you want to cut the umbilical cord and put, we'll wrap him up and whatever." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." So I went up to my Jake, and they were still trying to, get Luke to breathe. So I picked up Jake. My wife went, "Kev, can you bring it here? I want to look at the baby." And I went, "Yeah, sure." So I picked up Jake, and I took it to my wife, and I showed it. She was, "Oh my God, he's beautiful." He wasn't. He looked really weird. But so, but he had like a monobrow, which was really weird as well. I was like, "That's not my child." But anyway, so she kissed him, I kissed him, and I put him back. And I looked, and that must have been about 45, maybe 60 seconds. And I looked, and they're still trying to resuscitate Luke. And I'm like, "Oh my God." Right. And that's when kicked in. So I kept looking, and I said, "Is everything all right?" Because I didn't want my wife to say, "Is everything all right?" And they went, yeah, it's all good. And the junior doctor ran in, and he was like trying to help and whatever. I'm going, "Oh God, please God, please God." And while they were doing it, my wife went, "Can you bring the other baby?" And I went, "Yeah, sure." So I picked up Jake again. So I took Jake, and she kissed him. She went, "Oh God, they look alike." And I went, "Yeah." So she kissed him again, right? So then and then at that point, when I put him down, that's when I heard Luke go, and he started I was like, "Thank God." So then I cut his umbilical cord, wrapped him up, and then I had both the babies in a little kind of in a thing. And do you know what? It took me a year and a half to admit to her that I'd done that. So
I bet you got a whack as well when you finally admitted it.
She actually cried. My wife actually cried. She went, "Thank you," because she said, I wouldn't have been right.
Oh, no.
So
that's a 50-50 moment.
It was a 50-50 moment.
You was even getting the most love of a black eye.
Yeah, totally. So that was one of my proud moments. And the other one, quickly, that I can tell you was when I met Prince Charles. Prince Charles, and it was the funniest line I've ever heard a royal family say to me. I performed for him, and when I said, "Does anyone have any requests?" And he went, "Yeah, there's Scott Joplin, please." And I thought, all right. So I forgot to play Scott Joplin, which is obviously the entertainer. So I finished my act. I walked on, and they said, "You have to wait here. He wants to shake your hand." I went, "All right, yeah, cool." So I stood there like this, and he's going around at a few people. And because I'm playing the foreign character and I talk like this, I don't even break it. So I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Charlie, thank you very much." I said, "Good night, God bless. I love you very much. Thank you." And I did it. So he obviously doesn't know that I'm English. So he's coming around the line, and he gets to me. And when he gets to me, he comes up to me, shakes my hand, he goes, "You were very good." And I thought, he's obviously trying to speak clearly because he thinks I'm a foreigner. So I literally looked at him, and I thought, I'm going to put the most posh accent I can on, right? And I went, Oh, thank you, Majesty. Thank you so much. And he just looked at me like I was a div and walked off. I was like, yeah. That was another proud moment.
So the birth of your son and mugging off Prince Charles. There
Totally. Two very precious moments in my life.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Can I just say, Kev, though, that it's so you, though, to in that moment to put your own fears to one side and to actually think about your wife and protecting your wife, and I think that's so beautiful, and it just goes to show what.
Yeah, I think I immediately would have put myself in that situation. If that happened to me, I don't know what I would have done. So that's why you got to think of others. I think at that
When you were
time.
telling the story, I was like, "What's he going to do? What's he going to do?" I was like, "He's never going to, is he? He's never going to try and use the same kid twice."
But do you know what?
Genius.
I actually, when I put the 2 kids back and they were both safe, I actually walked back and watched the doctor stitch my wife back up. I actually looked inside her body in time, and it fascinated me. I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" And he said, "Are you sure?" Because a lot of people faint. I loved it. I was like, "Wow, that was amazing."
Wow, there you go. Wasn't expecting it to take that turn.
Yeah, I was in the waiting room when I looked. Don't know what happened when I see the cesarean and the mess.
Did you faint?
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I just literally was in the waiting
So the
room.
answer is yes.
No. I don't want to admit I fainted. But what happened was they passed me
A gallbladder.
They passed
that, mate.
It was only 3 months ago, and they passed me the baby, and
That's right,
and they had the big curtain up, and it was our first cesarean, and I was just talking, and there was so much commotion going on over there. I've looked over.
Oh, never look over.
It was just an accident because there's so much going on. And then I look like that, and I'm like, oh my God, what have I looked at? Turned to the side, then I've seen the placenta, and
that's it, gone.
Oh,
wow.
And yeah,
woke up in the waiting room.
It was, yeah.
Mr. Ashley, you have triplets.
But yeah, no, it was just, because there's a big commotion going on behind that curtain.
There is, yeah.
Yeah, and it naturally draws your attention when you stand up, and then
Bless you, pal.
But then the thing is, it's just.
You're still reliving it now.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it now, and I'm thinking, but it's not that. I try and get away from that view, looking at the placenta, and then I was like, now where do I go? And it was like,
oh, mate.
Everyone, look, there's organs. What is this place? It's like Fear Factory.
Wow.
Right, modern speakers.
Let me tell you this sat nav story.
Oh, go on then.
So funny. It was not our honeymoon, but it was like a trip after. We had a couple of honeymoons, but this was one of the trips.
Greedy.
So yeah, we hired a car. We went to LA, and we drove from LA to Vegas. Which, if anyone's done that drive, it's a good drive. So we was hiring before we went online, hired the car. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, brilliant. For some reason, the convertible cars were so much cheaper than a non-convertible car. So we had like a Mustang type car or something like that, right? Yeah, but it was much cheaper. Little did we know you had to drive through Death Valley to get there, and you don't want a convertible car. You want a car with decent air conditioning when you're driving through 120 degrees. So anyway, we ended up with this convertible car, and it was pre-mobile phones. It was mobile phones, but they didn't have sat nav on them. So we borrowed from my brother-in-law a proper
Tom.
Yeah, the original
Tom-Toms.
But obviously, we needed that for every single trip we took, and we was there for 2 weeks, driving around LA and driving around Vegas. So get out the airport, get the hire car, turn the sat nav on, and the little sod has only gone and deleted all the voices, but loaded on Mr. T. So the voice, so for 2 weeks, the voice that we had directed us around America was Mr. T.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Give us an example.
Turn right, fool. Turn left, fool.
What you talking about, sucker?
Yeah, turn left, fool. That is what he said. It would turn left, fool.
I had brilliant. It was a
good.
drunk man. It was a drunk man that did the sat. And he goes, oh, okay, you got to take the second turning on the right. So I literally took it. I took the second turning. He went, oh, sorry, no, I meant left. But you'd already got into right.
I'm afraid no train.
Now we've got Google Maps, so we're
That's
okay.
right, yeah, we're okay
right.
now.
That is brilliant. The foresight, though, to do that, to delete all the other voices off and just preload Mr. T on, that is genius. That is genius.
And we didn't have computers with us then. It wasn't like now where you travel with leads and laptops and all sorts, so you could have just gone in and reprogrammed it. None of that. You're stuck for 2 weeks.
That is brilliant. Right, we are fast approaching the witching hour, my friends, unfortunately. So we've got time for just probably one more question, maybe a little bit of a song.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah,
definitely.
so guys, before we get to the song, get onto the live stream, and we set it up so it's on Kev before we get.
Yeah, if you're well, two things actually. Let's do a bit of housekeeping. The first thing is if you click on Kev's face, top right hand corner, and you go through to his profile, click on his link tree, and then click on the first button. Kev's raising some money for a kids comedy camp, and the number has gone up a little bit this morning, but we're not far off from his target. So if you can go and do that, just no pressure, just as little as you can, but it would all help support Kev's cause for the time he's given us here this morning.
Oh, I reckon we'll do it. Based on that little jump.
I think so. We've had a little jump.
Yeah.
So yeah, go on, please go on and do that for us, just to show support for Kev while he's here.
And all the kids do it for free, by the way, Paul, just to let you know. They come for free. So we feed them, we teach them, and then they don't pay a penny. This is what the sponsorship's for. So they can come along, 30 kids and underprivileged kids as well. So we're trying to find underprivileged kids that, mum and dad can't afford to get them to do a summer camp.
No, fantastic. So please do that. Click on Kev's face. I'll tell you what, why don't we all do it together? Click on Kev's face. Click on his bio.
God, so many face clicks.
To view his bio and go down to his Instagram. Click on his Instagram and then click on his link tree. And then the first button, Jonglers Kids Comedy Camp. Click on that and then you can donate as little as you can to support the cause. So
I'll tell you what, though, that 50 quid button's easy to press, isn't it? I'm just saying, guys. It's just easy to press, isn't it? It's just easy to press a 50 quid button.
I only need a couple of them and it's done.
Sorted. We only need, hang on.
Right.
Quick maths.
Next bit of housekeeping. If you click on my face, I'm Paul in the middle with a blue background. Ashley, who's next to me. James in the questionably salmon pink jumper.
That's right.
We're going to get a new photo shoot soon, guys, aren't we? All together.
Yeah, not next week after.
Yeah.
Why don't you do like do you know what I've always thought?
I want the friend sofa, like the friend sofa, and then the three of us.
Well, no, I've always thought, right, because we've kind of, we've got the king of clubs here, right? Mm-hmm. And who was the king of clubs in Ocean's 11?
George Clooney.
Thank you. So why don't we
get George Clooney?
And Ashley, no, but Ashley's got that kudos where we can.
Shut up.
Hold on.
We all like a joke, but let's not.
Carry on, Kev.
Why don't you? Because there's so many familiar faces.
Talk, guys.
Yeah. Why don't we get Ashley to be like that? And we do. It's called Ashley's 14 because Ocean's 13 finished and that was it. There was no prequel. Why don't we do Ashley's 14 and you get 14 of the regulars that come on here, but Ashley's the king of it. And then you get the rest of them. Like, we could do like Beiju could be Don Cheadle. No, that's just going with the colour thing, innit? Let's leave that one out. But, everyone's got their own little mods. Like Brad Pitt. Who's Brad Pitt?
Oh, obviously, apple crumble, isn't it?
I'll take that.
You ain't having that one. Pipe down. Who's gonna be? Lucy could be Julia Roberts because she's got a big smile.
Right, exactly. I'd like to be. I don't want to be not Brad Pitt, not the other one. Matt Damon.
I love Brad.
You're Matt Damon. You're Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Oh,
yeah, you are. You are Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah. I don't know. There's quite a few nice characters. It was Ocean's 11, 12, and 13.
Credits flashing. So what could it be?
Okay, we can make up with 3 or 4 extra ones. It's 14, isn't it?
14, yeah. Oh, credit flashing. Credit could be Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh yeah, good one.
Well, there we go.
There we go. Sorted.
Where that all started from, actually, if you click on our faces, go, touch Ashley in the face, go through to the link that's in the bios and click on the live video, because when Kev performs this, the close of the show is we're not yet. Stay there. No. Kev was about to get up and do it, but go up and watch the video so you can actually see it and appreciate it and
we'll line his friends up.
See Kev in all his glory.
Yeah, with his backing dancers of Binny Jones and whatever the orange one's called.
So Elton John, we did Billy Joel. What else did we do?
Don't believe.
Let's do a bit of Lionel Richie.
Oh, nice.
Which one? Lionel Richie.
I'd love to hear.
The most famous one is Hello.
I'd love to hear the Britain's Got Talent act.
I did it for you. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? He actually listened to me do Elton John skipping CD.
No, the one that you couldn't do because Simon Cowell throttled you with the contract.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah, but but it wouldn't make sense doing it on here. Okay. I think we'd have to do it as a.
Do we need an Amanda Holden sitting there?
Yeah, we do. Okay. Yeah,
but Ashley can be Amanda Holden for the show.
A hairier version, but you're quite good looking. So
of all the judges, that's who Ashley would be. He would be Holden, wouldn't he?
Oh God, yeah.
Who gets to be Alicia Dixon? I'll be Alicia Dixon.
I think you'd be Alicia Dixon.
You'll definitely be David Williams because he's a bit odd.
Yeah, David Williams.
Cheers for that. Thanks.
Are we not including Simon Cowell?
No.
We
don't
want
want Simon. No, we don't want Simon Cowell. No, Simon Cowell, and then we've got Trasher. She can be one of them.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
See, we only take 20% of your future earnings with the Winners Club.
20%.
We are very
you actually got a discount when you come to us. Right, guys. One final question. Flash your microphones. Let's go for keep flashing so I can see.
Oh, Nichelle has been flashing for
yeah,
ages.
let's go for Nichelle. Oh, do you know what? We've got there's 3 questions. Let's be quick with the questions.
Rapid
Kev,
fire.
be quick with the answers.
I'll do rapid answers.
We'll get some
Who's
questions
that?
gone. So Nichelle, you go first. Then we'll go Megan, and then we'll go Rose. So Nichelle, go for it.
Okay, lovely. Thanks. Kevin, amazing show. Not had to do my facial yoga this morning. Cheekbones are aching like buggery. Very quickly, I want to know how you wooed your wife. Did you go in with a comedy move, or did you just think, oh, I don't want to be too cheesy? What did that look like?
Brilliant. Great answer. So I met my wife. This is really freaky. She actually divorced her husband and went on a cruise with her mum and dad. It was the last cabin on the ship. God's honest truth. And she took the cabin and went on. I went on that cruise ship. I wasn't booked to go on it, but I went on because my mate got pneumonia. So he said, Kev, can you go on the ship and cover me? I went, yeah, no worries. So now on stage doing a routine. And as I'm doing my comedy routine and I'm performing, I just saw her opposite me as I'm performing. And I went, oh my God. And my heart skipped a beat, literally. And it never happened before. So I looked at her and I went, oh my God, this is the woman I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. And I don't know why I thought that, but I did. Did I speak to her for the week? Not a chance. Didn't go near her because comedians have a reputation for flirting and then, all that rest. And they don't really kind of have that commitment aspect of it. Comedians have always been that way. They've got a bad reputation. So I just looked at her and I thought, I don't want her to think I'm one of those people. So I didn't speak to her for the whole week. Anyway, I got off the ship on a flight from Reykjavik in Iceland, flew all the way back to London, hitting my head on the window going, oh my God, I've just walked away from the woman I'm going to marry. 2 days later, she emails me on my website and goes, just want to say thank you very much. I'm the blonde girl that was watching you in the show, and me and my family, we absolutely loved it. You made our holiday, and if you're ever in South Africa, look me up. So I said, please tell me you're the lady that I was looking at when you were having your hair done, because I still didn't know what her name was. And she went, yeah, that's me. My name is Michelle. And I turned around and went, can we meet before you go back to South Africa? She went, yeah. And I met her, and I was touring with Joe Pasquale at the time. I was on tour with him, supporting him. She came and saw the show. She then stayed at mine that night, but very amicably. She had her own bedroom. I had my own bedroom, and it was great. I looked after her and took her to the airport. She went back to South Africa, flirted with her for 4 months on the phone, and then she came back to England, and she moved in with me immediately. She didn't even go back to her mum's. Moved in with me immediately. A year later, we got married, and 3 years later, we had our twins, and we're still together today.
Wow, what a story!
Amazing,
so lovely.
You're romantic, you.
I was actually, to be honest with you.
That is so adorable.
And now she doesn't find me funny. We're not intimate anymore. She calls me Oi. She's forgot the name Kev now. She's Oi. So that's where our lives gone.
It started lovely though, didn't it? I mean, it's
lovely.
gone very, very fast downhill. But twins will do that to you.
It does, yeah, very much.
Right, who did we say next? You said there was a couple of people, didn't we?
Megan, I think, was next.
Megan, go for it.
Thank you. On the sat-nav story, my dad has Vader as his sat-nav. It's the most annoying thing ever. But yeah, we had the privilege of meeting Bobby Ball in person like 5 years ago-ish.
Yep.
And I just wanted to say, what's your favourite thing like that Bobby did that you like want to take on, as it were?
I'll tell you what it was. It was a funny moment when I said to Bobby, for the first time I ever worked with him, I said, Bobby, will you please watch my act and tell me if I'm any good? And he went, yeah, sure, no worries. And he stood on the side of the stage, literally behind the curtain, the tab, where if he just steps one step forward, you can see him either entering from stage left or stage right. And he stood there, and I did a 45-minute act, which I had to keep to time because that was one of his things. If you're going over time, he goes, no, get off. This is the Cannon and Ball show. It's not the Kev Hawkins show. So he gets very strict. So he was standing there on the side of the stage. First time I've ever performed. And I started, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, blah, 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 doing the whole foreign act. Thank you very much. I'm so privileged to be here. I love you all. I'm going to play the piano. I'm going to do Elton Johnny. And I was doing all this stuff, right? And all I could hear from the side of the stage was him going, and he did that for 45 minutes.
Oh, that must be off-putting.
So I was like, oh God, I must be really bad. So when I finished, the audience went mental. Everyone's clapping, walked off stage. I thought, at least the audience liked it. But if Cannon Ball didn't like it, I'm probably not going to be touring with them again. And I walked off. And as I did, I walked off and he was standing there. I said, Bobby, was I any good? And he went, that was smashing. It was great. I said, well, why were you tutting then? He said, trying to put you off. And he'd done it for 45 minutes. He thought it'd be funny. So that's my favourite story of Bobby.
Oh,
yeah,
that is fantastic. Brilliant. Great question, great answer.
Right, there was one more question. It was Rose.
Hi, how are you? I just drove from LA to Laughlin, so I heard someone saying earlier that drive from LA to Vegas, it was almost like that for me. I'm new to Clubhouse, and I had to come on this stage and meet all of you guys because you're having breakfast. I'm closing out my night. My question is, and I looked at your profile and I gave you some love on Instagram because you are hilarious. And the funniest thing you said, that I don't know if it's going to be as funny coming from me because I don't have the cool accent, but takes the pee out of me. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it's one of my, yeah, I like that.
It's just, it's comical, but it sounded better when you said it. But anyways, my question is, here on Clubhouse, I want to be known as the Kidderator because I work with children. I have cooking schools. You can totally look it up. But I want an easy, fun joke for kids. Something that I can't mess up where I could be funny and just like a cool joke from you.
Okay, well, there's two that I do back to back for kids, which, you know, it goes down really well. And it's very quick. And I did one of them earlier. So what you do is you turn around to the children, you say, kids, what do you call a fish with no eyes? And just do that. And then straight after it, follow it up with, and what do you call a pig with 3 eyes? Pig. That's it.
That's so good.
And that's it. Just go with those. And the kids love it. You know, they absolutely love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sorry, it makes me think.
I'm sorry.
No, sorry, go for it, Rose. Sorry.
I was just going to say I noticed Credit Ninja and Anna and Lucine, and there's a bunch of women. Dimple, I've seen you guys all in different rooms, and I haven't seen the rest of you, but that's the reason I stood up for this particular group. I see Mia down there.
Can we hear you? Can we hear you deliver the joke back?
Do it.
We need a little bit of a practice now, so you can deliver it. Imagine you're there's only 208 of us in the room at the moment, so no pressure. Deliver your joke.
And do it in an English accent.
Kids, yeah, English accent.
Okay, I'm going to be completely honest. I was a little bit confused, but I'm going to still do it. So, what do you call a fish with no eyes?
Don't know.
What do you call a pig?
No,
with 3
say the
eyes?
answer. Tell the answer first.
I didn't get that part.
It's irony, isn't it?
Oh,
it doesn't always land.
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Do you get it?
Because of the letter.
Oh my gosh.
The light bulbs come on.
It's a total different time zone here. You guys are having breakfast. I'm having a nightcap.
That joke is funny around the clock. I'm sorry, but it is. Right. Come on, Rose. So now you've got it. Deliver it back to us. 208 kids in the room. Let's go.
Okay. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Don't know. Oh, great fun. We're not even going to try the pig one. We're just going to
make me think tonight around the dinner table there's going to be a lot of people saying the fish, the
I need
pig.
the ending to the pig one, though,
Oh,
because
okay.
I really didn't. So what do you call a pig with 3 eyes?
Go on.
No, I really don't know the answer. I didn't get it.
This is comedy gold, by the way, everyone. Just to give you the heads up. This is comedy gold. So what do you call it? What do you call a pig with 3 eyes? Pig. Pig. So you do the eye. You do 3 eyes.
That should have been. I got it. And
Right.
you know, jokes on me. That's a good laugh. I heard you guys laugh, and laughing's so good for you. Even if you fake laugh, did you know that it's really good for your body?
Sweating.
Me too,
Don't
actually.
try and get away with it, Rose. Right,
No, that's because there's no air conditioning.
Come on, Rose.
Finish
Deliver
it.
it back.
Let's go, let's go.
Let's go. Finish strong.
Okay, so what do you call a pig with 3 eyes?
Don't know.
Pig.
Oh, this has been my favourite morning of my life.
Rose, you're welcome back anytime. All the cool kids come and hang out here in the morning.
Absolutely.
Your evening, our morning, so you're welcome back.
If you guys have any children and you want to show them creative, fun stuff, please look at my Instagram in my bio, because there's free examples there of just things you can do.
God bless
Fun
you.
stuff.
She's under Darren.
Good.
I've just modded her. She actually deserves.
Oh, it definitely deserves it.
Totally
Anyone
deserves
can,
it, yeah.
anyone who can butcher a joke like that deserves some moderation and a bit of support.
In here, I have to take a screenshot of this. Oh my!
Bless you. Awesome stuff. Guys, if you've enjoyed today's show, please feel free to go and tag Kev on Instagram. Go and tag him on your Insta stories. Tell him what your favourite part of this morning's show was. hours. And more importantly, go and donate to this fantastic cause. Kids charity this summer, free for 30 children, a 4-day intensive boot camp on comedy.
Right, we're £50 away.
Is that all we are?
Oh, you're joking.
£50 away.
Oh, I've just gone goose pimply. I'm so bad.
Right.
Thank you.
£50.
I'll tell you what,
Thank
we're
you.
not going to shut the show until we get the 50
I'll
quid.
put the 50 in.
No.
Why, you want to go that much? You got somewhere to go.
Oh my God.
Actually, I'm getting a show bonus because I've been really good today. he texted me and said, "I'm not being funny today. He's been all right. Let's rock and roll."
Well, while you're doing
Bonus.
that, then, while you're
Bonus
doing that,
buff.
James, I've got a joke. This
Go on
robber walks into a bank and he points the gun at the
You
receptionist.
listening, Rose?
Yeah, listen. A robber walks into a bank and he points the gun at the receptionist. He says, "Give me all your money or your geography." And she turns around and she says, "Don't you mean history?" He goes, "Don't change the subject." Another kiddie joke for all those people.
Oh, brilliant. Can you explain it?
Guys, just a quick,
Explain it properly.
just a quick mention as well of what we got coming up in the Winners Club. So we actually haven't said once this morning, have we? Where's that echo coming from? Is that one of your phones? Who's unplugged the headphones in the studio?
Not me. I'm fine.
There we go. We're better.
Sorry, might be
Just the
me.
local background noise of sirens coming past.
James is using his bonus just to finish off.
If we haven't said,
I was going to get a large kebab at lunchtime, but don't worry, I'll donate it to the kids.
we haven't said follow the Winners Club, so please do that. The green house above me at the top. Follow the Winners Club so you can be alerted of great rooms. And one of those today is the fourth amigo, the fourth wheel. What do we call Lucienne? Dear friend.
Yeah, the fourth wheel.
The fourth wheel. There we go.
gooseberry.
Yeah.
She's not a wheel. She's beautiful.
No,
I
she
think
tells us off, Kev. Honest.
Well, you deserve it at times, don't you? I mean, let's be honest with you. She
That is
kind of
true.
comes in and does the whole teacher thing. Goes,
We-
"Right."
No, right. So this is how like we call Beju the sniper.
Yeah.
Like Lucienne's the stealth coach.
Stealth coach.
Stealth. So we had a Zoom call to discuss something. And we was in the studio last week.
Lucky I weren't on the headset.
And she's on these screens right here.
Yeah.
And me, James, and Ashley was sitting over here. It was straight after the show. We had a Zoom call to discuss something. And then she started coaching us.
It's a natural habit. It must be a natural habit. I mean, she does
She
it.
did, didn't she?
I went into her room, by the way. You know that one she does on Fridays? I have to tell you, that's an awesome room. And I'm not just saying that because I've never been coached. And she actually said that to me. Do you remember, Lucienne? She went, "Kev, have you ever been coached?" And I went, "No," because I was buzzing. I was in the room going, "Oh my God, I'm doing this." And she just went, "Yeah, she did actually." She went, "Yeah, you should be." I was like, "Okay, definitely." Do you know what? She's great.
So you know when they say you have to be ready to be coached? Well, we weren't actually ready when we were all sitting here, the three of us. But we got it anyway.
They also say, you just don't want to be coached. We were that day.
We were told we were Muppets. We were being silly. There was quite a controversial subject we were talking about, which we can't share on there.
Sure.
Yeah, we were put in our places quite rightly by Lucienne. So thanks for that, Lucienne. So if you want,
I have a very different memory of what happened. I don't know why that is. That's interesting.
well, what happened? What's your memory?
I just thought we were having a conversation.
No, we were getting
that's what all dictators say.
Right, so this was supposed to be a testimonial, which has actually gone very wrong.
I have said to Lucienne, I think she is one of the best coaches in the United Kingdom. Straight up, I think she's one of the best coaches.
So if you want to experience that and get firmly put in your place like we did last Friday,
would you like to experience Lucienne?
Yeah, you can. 4 p.m. This afternoon UK time, British summertime. We are in the Winners Club. Lucienne's doing her weekly Friday reflection coaching. So do make sure you check that one out. Set the notification, set the bell so you can be notified when that room starts and you can go in and jump in. What's this, Lucienne? Week 4 of doing that, is it?
Yeah, week 4, and we've kept it open to non-members, but it will be a members only thing soon. It's my way of saying thank you to all of you for the incredible value that you bring every single day. So
absolutely.
yeah, join us at 4. Thanks ever so much for mentioning it.
Have we done anything wrong today, Lucienne?
Yeah, feedback.
Like
it's like
why I haven't been invited to the photo shoot? That's what I want to know.
As someone else is in the audience, she knows who she is. She says feedback is the breakfast of champions. There we go. We should nickname that feedback is the breakfast of winners.
There you go.
Well, Lucienne, it was Kev who just arranged it on the spot.
Oh, see what? No.
I was just about to text you.
I love all of you, and I'm sorry if I'm a dictator. I will work on it.
No, what we got to do the photo shoot for is Hello Magazine reached out and said they want Ashley Shipman featured in next month's episode. So we said, well, we've got to get some photos done if that's the case.
They said COVID is hit and we are really struggling for content. We've done a wedding. The next thing is apparently there's some king lording it about, and his PA's been in touch. He's just really insistent.
Amazing.
So yeah.
We've actually, jokes aside, we've been asked to do a photo shoot collectively, the three of us, haven't we?
That was for Heat. That was for Heat magazine, wasn't it? That one.
That one is that is for buff in business. Buff in business. Just give us 6 months to prep, guys.
No, generally, I won't
fly fishing with J.R. Hartley, and Ashley won't get that.
No, I won't say we can't say too much, but we have been asked to be on the front cover of a magazine.
Good.
And do you know what? It's quite an honour for the it's not Time magazine, by the way, or anything like that. So let's not get carried away. But the subject of it and what they're presenting for us is actually quite good.
The
reason why they've asked us is quite good. So all will become apparent when you see Ashley's new photo.
Brilliant.
But, yeah,
and I won't be leaving them out this time.
Yeah, it's not Horse and Hound magazine.
But you know what? I think probably everyone will agree with me. I'm saying it as it is. But you guys have put so much dedication into it. You've done it. It is one of the best rooms in Clubhouse, if not the best room. It's attended every single morning. And you know what? We get so much out of it. And I know people say it, but I'm going to say it. It's not only great, but it's a masterclass from certain people who go, oh, by the way, I've tried it this way. And you go, oh, I haven't done that.
Yeah.
And you try it out and you go, oh, that worked. You know, so for me, it's been a blessing. Truly it has.
Thanks, Kev.
Have you got a flamingo joke?
Yeah, I did that last time where I turned around and said...
just to let you know, that's from my dad.
Oh, yeah.
My dad's just messaged me saying, can you get Kev to do the flamingo
Yeah,
joke?
which was, I do an impression of a flamingo, but my wife hates it. So I've had to put my foot
that
down.
means it must be good then. that means it must be good.
Yes.
Oh,
no, that was the joke.
Oh, come on. There. You and Rose should do a double act.
Double act with Rose.
Oh, Christ.
Rose, where are you? You still in the building? I think.
So let me do that joke again. Let me do that joke again, Rose. So the
plane had landed. Ashley had missed it. Yeah, there we go.
So the joke is, I do an impression of a flamingo, but my wife hates it. So I had to put my foot down.
Oh my God.
Rose, do you get it? Do you get it?
Yep.
Yep, perfect.
She don't get it.
Right, guys.
Can somebody check the update? Because I've just chucked in 50 quid, but the app is saying, oh, unless it's a tactic, unless they hold it off.
Well, we heard what happened to Michelle. She paid about 15 times, didn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Poor Michelle.
It's a tactic. So, yeah.
Michelle has supported half of an estate in North London by dragging about. There's kids in North London who are going to that boot camp who don't even want to go, but they're like, sorry, Michelle's paid for you. Go on the bus.
Kev can tell us he must have like master access to log into it.
It's crashed.
It's still 2,450, but if you've put it in, then we're definitely at 2,500.
There we go. We've hit the target, everybody.
I've already done it, guys.
Amazing. Can I just say, personally from me, I'm going to do a lot of videos, a lot of photographs. So you'll see it on my Instagram, guys, and you'll meet all the children as well.
What did it start at this morning? Just so we know.
1,250.
Yeah, go.
There you go. So we don't
1,250 quid.
I reckon there's going to be more because the way it's not registering.
Yeah,
I reckon
that's a good tactic, that, isn't it? Hold off for 50 quid, and then all of a sudden he's paid up for the next 10.
Yeah,
good stuff. That's what I like.
And he's going back to the Seychelles.
Yeah,
the royal family are going, can you stay? It's like, yeah, of course, can on my dime.
Not in a million years. I'm not going out at all.
So if you want to see this next bit of Kev's, great morning it's been. But if you want to jump onto the live stream, so click on the winners
on Radio 2, isn't it? If you'd like to get yourself ready.
Yeah. You've always wanted to be Chris Evans.
I have. Yeah,
there you go.
I even wore my Chris Evans shirt today.
Click on the Winners Club logo, go through to the bio, click on the bio link, and you'll see a button that says live video. And you can then see the live version of what Kev is about to do when I flip the camera around to the right.
You've lost your voice, Paul.
It's because I moved away from the microphone. My arms aren't that long.
There you go. You see it now.
There we go. Right.
Do you want to line up? Was it Trashy?
Oh yeah,
you got Trasher in the picture as well.
Yeah,
okay, no worries. That's it. Get her in there as well. Okay, so what are we doing?
You like?
So he's seeing it out.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a little bit of a kind of a, let's call it a little melody of different things. Right?
A medley. Oh yes, I love a medley.
Okay, so the the Lionel Richie one was, and this is the story, this is true story. I did a gig in London at the Grosvenor House Hotel. This sounds like I'm playing the piano and go, yeah, everybody here. So here. Yeah. So I was at the Grosvenor House Hotel, and the guy that we were performing for, multi-millionaire, said he's got the 64 Philharmonic Orchestra. He's got me. He's got Catherine Jenkins. He's got Bobby Davro. He's got Jim Davidson. He's got all these different stars, and the headliner is Lionel Richie. And they said, Kev, you are one act before Lionel Richie, right? So would you mind introducing him on? And I went, yeah, great. So I finished my act and I went, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Oh, actually, sorry. No, he's not here. He's not here. I said, he's a fantastic singist. He's done many songs, but his brother is covering him today. You know Lionel Richie? Yes, this is his brother. My balls are. Right? And no one got the gag because it's my balls are Richie, right? So no one got the gag, right? So I kind of went with it. And then Lionel Richie goes, ladies and gentlemen, Lionel Richie. So he comes on and starts with a real big number and whatever, and does another number and whatever. And then as he finishes it, he said, now I'm going to play one of my favorite songs that I got to number one. He said, it's called Hello. And I walked on. And he never expected that, nor did the producers. Like, what are you doing? And I went, excuse me, Mr. Richie, do you mind if I play this on the piano or you sing it? And he went, sure. And I said, it's A minor, yes? He went, yes, yeah, okay, man. And I went, okay, you carry on. Okay, I play it for you. Right, and I'm just doing the lights. And he's like, what the? Right, so I've got the piano, I'm going, and all the people are watching. So he starts, right? I've been along with you inside my mind. In my dreams, I've kissed your lips 1,000 times. Sometimes see you pass outside my door. And then I came in before he did. I went, hello. Is it me you're looking for? And he's like, I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. You're all I've ever wanted, and your arms are open wide. And then I stopped there and I didn't play it. And he goes, cause I know and he just stopped and he went, what's going on? And I went, this is my bit. And he went, all right. And I went, cause I know just what to say, and I know just what to do. So let me start by saying, Lionel, I love you. And as I did it, everyone cheered and gave him a massive round. And I just did it and I just spontaneous. Then I got up and I walked out, and then he finished the song properly. But he was just like, who the hell is this? And do you know what? Afterwards, I went up to shake his hand. He wouldn't shake my hand. He thought it was like the worst thing that had happened to him. He's like, really? Yeah, he got really upset with that. Nice. So what shall we do? So everyone clap your hands.
I feel like I'm at a Greek restaurant.
Here we go. Hey! Tetris. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
What a pleasure.
What a morning, guys. Thank you.
Great fun. I know that normally in the Winners Club we have lessons and learnings and deep insights. I'm not sure we've had a single one of them, but we've had a damn good time, haven't we? We've had a good laugh, though, haven't we? If nothing else.
Do you know what? We lived up to the title. Laughter. Laugh.
Yeah,
I learned that Kev was a comedian.
And back into the audience.
Right, fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. As always, this has been the Winners Club. If you are not yet a member, please go and click onto the green button in the top of the room. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties.
I pressed the button I shouldn't press, and James pressed it back again.
I give him a death glare.
Can I just say though, James, I think we have learned something today.
What have we learned?
To laugh.
Okay.
Because actually, a lot of people don't see that in every day. And one of the questions we had was, when you wake up in the morning, you have bad days, you have good days. But actually, if you laugh just once a day, that's brilliant. If you can just laugh at something, or smile at something, or laugh at something and enjoy something just once a day, I don't think that's too hard for anyone. You can watch a TV show and laugh at the TV show. You can maybe read a joke. Just laugh once a day. It makes a massive difference in your life.
I love that. Rose, if you're still there, could you tell us your fish joke just to make sure we all have one more laugh? Come on, Rose, tell us the joke.
Yes, of course. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
I don't know. What do you call a fish with no eyes? Yay! Fantastic. What a great show.
Love you, Rose.
What a legend.
I love you. I love you guys too.
Awesome stuff. Thank you guys for being here. We really, really appreciate it. Click onto the green room at the top and follow the Winners Club. There's now 16,000 people in that room, in that club. You can also follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and all that kind of good stuff as well. We've got loads of cool collaborations we're working on. We've got loads of cool rooms that we're going to be running. So make sure you go follow the room, follow Ashley, follow Kev. Go and support Kev's charity, because the website says he still needs 50 quid. But we know that we've already reached this. So let's see how far we've overpaid it. Michelle, stick in another 400 quid for us. Cheers. Jokes. Thank you for being here. Hope you guys have all had an enjoyable morning. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Ta-da!
Coming on.
Let's rock and roll.